Maybe this choice of music wasn't the best idea. It might put me to sleep. I don't know. We'll be starting soon, everyone. But yeah, I just wanted some different music, so this is kind of a test to see if I get a copyright stricken or not. Stricken or not. Stroke stricken, whatever. These were I downloaded the Genshin Impact soundtrack because they do have good music for that game. So I downloaded the Genshin music, and I heard that like usually like video game soundtracks aren't going to like most of them that don't have like known like as if it's not Grand Theft Auto Radio that's playing like real music or something like that. Like usually it won't be copyright stricken. So and I'm like I like the music for Genshin soundtracks or Genshin Impact. So let's see if we get copyright stricken or not. But that's enough of that. I'm a little bit early, but it's alright. I'm ready to go. We'll see how long this lasts us. Because I do have quite a bit of stuff to catch up on here. It's been one of those weeks, folks. It's been a long time, you know? A lot of stress. I had an apartment inspection this week, so that was stressful. Because it wasn't like too like our place wasn't a huge mess, but like like you don't know how picky these apartment inspectors are gonna be or whatever. So we had to scrub everything down super good, more than usual. Like you got your usual cleaning, and then if there's an apartment inspection, that's a whole nother level of cleaning your apartment. That's different from the normal cleaning you do. So we did the full on deep scrubbing everything good and cleaning it good. And then he was there for like 2 seconds to test the fire alarms, the smoke alarms, and that was basically it. And then he just left. So I'm like, all right. All that stress for nothing, all that cleaning. I won't say the cleaning is for nothing because it's nice to have it be that level clean every now and then, But still. Then was having some car trouble earlier, so it's been a while. when your muffler falls the fuck off your car, it's a little stress-inducing. So I was waking up all the neighbors at 2 or 3 a.m. when I have to go pick up my boyfriend from work. So that was always fun. But how was your day, chat? How's your week been? And then on top of everything else, let me turn the music down a bit and then have it in the background while we still. And then on top of everything else, I forgot what I was going to say. That's what. It's been kind of a crazy week. Oh yeah, I've been kind of caught up in Baldur's Gate 3, which in my opinion should definitely win Game of the Year. Hands down, it is one of the better games I've played in many years. So, I mean, I know we're not done with the year yet, and there's some other games coming up, but nothing's probably going to beat Baldur's Gate 3 in my opinion. But, I mean, that's just kind of my opinion. Obviously, it's all subjective. That's why I think it's kind of silly to have a Game of the Year awards in the first place anyway, honestly. It's kind of goofy, if you ask me. Because everyone's going to have a different opinion. But, alright, let's get started, I guess. Oh, my mic grow up, or my mouse grow up right here. So, like I said, well, maybe we should do a formal start to the video. Start the YouTube mode, dude. I don't know. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another stream of mine that I'm doing. Late night demon hours type of deal. We're here to catch up on the pig on his day off. His day off, folks. Is anyone else excited to hear his bullshit about what happened on the internet's favorite segment, Phil's day off? What did Phil do today? Like, how much of an ego do you have to care that much about what Phil did on his fucking day off? I mean, it is entertaining, but that's only because he's a dumbass and he has the most stupid bullshit takes, or he goes like full-blown Karen mode. Like, guarantee you, like, there's a 50-50 chance DoorDash will fuck something up, probably. And then they probably went out to eat like 4 or 5 different times. And so we had an appointment, because I have an appointment every fucking week, apparently, that I have to go to someplace. Like, why do you have an appointment every single week, Phil? What are you doing that require you? Like, you don't do anything. Why would you need an appointment for anything? Oh, we took Jasper and got him treats. I don't know. It sounds kind of sus to me. And we all know Kat ain't going anywhere. She's probably big ups to Duty Streams and Pixar Studios, because that was a good one. Well, she's probably dead in that house. If not, she's glued to the chair permanently, but I digress. So, these, like, again, I told you before, I still have all these to go through, and these are probably from a couple weeks ago, just because I've been busy myself, and I've been neglecting catching up with stuff, just because I've been so into video games lately also, as well as work. So we're going to try to catch up with some of this stuff. I doubt we're going to catch up with everything, but this was what, like 2 weeks ago, when Phil was talking bullshit about McDonald's.
Is going to change hugely very soon. Are you ready? Here it is. I'm going to tell you. As of 2025, worldwide.
Oh, and by the way, yes, this is 2025, 2 years from now, Phil. By the way, I have a boyfriend who works in fast food. I also used to work in fast food. Guarantee you, he's talking out his ass and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'll get into that as we go through this.
McDonald's is going to do away completely with self-service soda machines.
Yep. So, look at him nodding.
Doing away with anything self-service at all.
I'm already pausing. This is going to be a long one. He's just nodding his head so fucking smugly, like, okay, what is your point? Ever since COVID happened, the lobbies for a lot of these fast food places are either closing down crazy early, just closed all the time permanently anyway, and half the time it's nowhere near as busy as it used to be before COVID happened. So what's your point?
Okay. Basically, in an announcement to the Wall Street Journal, McDonald's said the following. You ready? Several factors are contributing to the decision to cut soda machines from the front of McDonald's restaurants. Food safety, which makes no sense. Did you ever hear of anyone getting poisoned and sick from a fucking soda machine? No. So that's bullshit.
Yes, actually I have. Like, if you actually look into those ice machines, they're disgusting and they never actually get cleaned. They very rarely do those, like, soda ice machines there get clean. And then with all the germs that everyone's, like, touching everything, and you got kids and they're putting their hands fucking all over everyone. No, it's like, it's disgusting, guys.
Theft prevention. Now, that one I would say is huge. Because I get the feeling what it is they think that people are coming and just literally stealing soda. They're just coming up and with any cup, zoop, and they take it, and they're not even customers.
No, what usually happens will be someone will come up and ask for a glass of ice water. And ice water at these restaurants are free. So they give them a small cardboard cup of ice water, or ice. No, they'll give them a small cup of ice. And in the self-service thing, there's a button you hit to get fresh water out of it. And they're supposed to do that. But again, they're like, the employees are busy doing shit back there, so they'll just give them the cup of ice and leave, and then expect them to get the water. But obviously, if no one's looking, they're just gonna get Coke or Dr. Pepper or whatever instead of the ice water and get a free small cup of Dr. Pepper. But in the long run, is it really hurting the company that much if, like, people are doing that?
Just walk in.
Like, their drinks are a fucking $1 for any size whatsoever anyway. It's not that much money.
Zoop, and they walk right out, and they've got free soda. Now, the cups they keep behind the counter, that doesn't prevent you from just walking in with a cup and filling it up. What are you going to do? Fight the person at the soda machine? Beat them?
Yeah, I'm just going to, like, come in with a big beer stein of soda like it's 7-Eleven free Slurpee day. What?
Up, and then go to jail? Do you think the employees of McDonald's care about someone walking in and stealing soda? What are they going to fucking care? It's not their $1 million, billion-dollar company. Why are they going to...
You're right. No one's going to put themselves in harm's way or danger to, like, defend a billion-dollar company. You're right about that.
For it, right? So I would almost guarantee you that there's people who, you know, go in there and just take the soda or drinks and walk right out, and no one says a word, and there's nothing you can do about it. Especially in major cities, it's probably constant, I would bet. Like, revolving door, people coming in, free drinks, get the fuck out. No one does anything about it, right? The third reason they cite is number of dine-in customers. Now that, I don't get. What they do say in the article is basically during the time frame when COVID was going on, okay?
Yes.
There weren't as many dine-in customers. And now there's more dine-in customers. So I guess they're saying that the self-service machines can't keep up with demand. That doesn't make any sense. They had self-service machines way before COVID. Like, I remember all franchise. I remember Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's.
So you didn't eat at fast food restaurants, Phil.
Subway has them now. Almost all food stores, any sandwich shop you go to has the self-serve drink machine. So what exactly are they saying here? I don't even understand that reasoning. What it sounds to me is like food safety, that's bullshit. No one's getting sick off of soda machines.
Yes, they are. Quite a bit. because again, they never clean out those ice those ice, like the big ice makers, and like some of that ice has been sitting in there for a long ass time. People get sick from that, Phil.
Number of customers, that's bullshit.
Hey, EV fan.
What it sounds to me like
is that people get sick from that shit.
They can't stop people from coming in and stealing the soda. So I guess what they want.
And COVID never went away. It's still out there.
They said, now don't worry. It's not that we're no longer doing free refills. You could still get free refills of soda if you want, but to get it, you have to go up to the counter of McDonald's and request it. Now I want you to think about this. Think about your local McDonald's. Okay, first of all, you may not realize this. A lot of McDonald's are automated now. You go in and there's a board. You order from the board, and your food just comes out. There's no one you even talk to at the counter. It's completely automated. So who are you going to walk up to and ask for soda? There's no one working the counter.
Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. All right, like so. Yeah, so they will usually have a service, cashier person, whatever, designated for the front area, right? And they'll, like, because a lot of people that eat at these places are kind of, like, older, you know what I mean? So, like, older people, and hell, it's the same as in, like, retail. It's, like, where a lot of people don't want to use self-checkouts. Same thing with the food service. Like, a lot of people don't want to order that. They want to order from a person. They're gonna have a person that's in the designated cashier to take people's orders, or if they have a question, or to hand out soda refills. Even if that person was not up front in the register, because like I said, my boyfriend, he works in Taco Bell, so like the person who is designated for up front, they'll keep the lobby clean, so they'll be walking around keeping the lobby clean. They'll also be there in case they need to take an order, or they'll be in the back doing dishes or whatever. And if some customer comes up, that someone will see that customer come up, and they'll call him, and they'll come out and do and ring him up or whatever. Like, and the line that's making food has a line of sight to the cabinet, the cupboard, not cupboard. What the fuck is it? The food line can easily see the section where people come up and order stuff, you know? So they can see into the lobby, they can see the automated machine board thing there, they can see the cash register. So if someone is standing up at the counter, that's what I'm if someone is standing up at the counter holding up an empty cup or like, hey, can I have a refill? Someone's going to see that and either come up and do it themselves, or they're going to page the guy who's on the front end to go up and do that. Phil.
Right?
There's always going to be someone, they design that so customers can see in and see the food service line most of the time, and they can see the front end. Like, that's how most of these places are set up.
McDonald's is busy. So now you're going to interrupt someone who's taking orders to demand more soda? And the answer is,
it's their job.
The truth, no one's going to get soda anymore.
What?
They're going to get the one soda with their meal. No one's going to get refills anymore. Okay?
That's not true at all. Like, just go up there and ask for soda, and they'll give you soda. You paid for that free refill. It counts. And they have someone usually designated for the front end type stuff. So it's not like it's hurting them to have that one person go and get you a damn refill, Phil. What are you talking
that's the deal.
about?
I get the feeling that...
And this is from the guy who door dashes all the time.
What they're trying to do is save a buck by cutting out refills.
Oh, yes,
entirely.
big companies bad.
But they're going to make them
they are,
but that customers won't want to get the refill anymore because it's too much of a hassle. To have to
big companies, like monopolies and stuff like that, they're bad, but not for the reasons
I just want a refill. And everyone in line's like, no, fuck you. There's 20 people in line trying to order food. You don't get to cut the line for your fucking refill of soda, you piece of shit. And the guy said, well, fuck you, motherfucker. And they start fighting each other in the McDonald's. Next thing you know, everyone has their phones out. You got the next viral video.
That never has happened and never will happen.
Media. No one wants to be a part of that. So, you know what I mean?
What?
I get the feeling that this is literally a calculated work or calculated move by McDonald's to phase out refills. They don't want to give them any.
I mean, if it works against retards like you, then yeah, I guess so. But the majority of people are smarter than this, Phil. I mean, no one's gonna go in the drive-thru to get a free refill when you could just walk in and there's a front-end service provider there who can get you a goddamn free refill. It's not that hard. And yes, those drink machines do cause a lot of illnesses from that. Even the drink dispenser machine in the back, like both of them are like all those types of like sitting ice. It sits there for a long time and it tends to get a lot very moldy very fast. And those things are not cleaned out enough. And that's not just a McDonald's thing. That's all fast food thing. And people get very sick from that.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of places, this is where all these fast food places are becoming automated now. They are. Like, you go in and there's a touch screen.
Oh, no, robots are making my hamburger.
You never talk to anyone. The food just appears on the counter.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather have AI, like, doing menial work. Because, like, let's be honest. To be fair, like, ever since COVID happened and the shutdown and everything like that, like, it was pretty much proven that essential workers are basically what holds this country together. Retail workers, fast food workers, like, that's what holds this country together. Not some, like, blue-collar person, like, on a computer 24/7, like, trying to sell insurance. You know what I mean? But I'd rather, even then, and this is, like, I'd rather then still have AI taking over, like, what the public considers skill-less jobs, like not very unskilled labor. That's it. Because the public always loves to consider retail and fast food unskilled labor. But I'd love to see these assholes trying to work a fast food service job for a day. They would quit within a day. They wouldn't even make it a whole goddamn day. Oh, it's unskilled labor. And then, like, 5 hours later, they're crying. They're like, I don't know what kind of burger this is. Or it's like you're in a huge lunch rush and you just get confused on the orders. And then the customers are, like, screaming at you that you gave them the wrong order and shit like that. Oh, but it's so unskilled, right? But, like I said, even then, I'd rather have AI doing, like, menial, like, work type jobs as opposed to making fucking art, which is bullshit in my opinion. Leave art to actual human artists. Like, I always, when I was younger, I was always told that, like, the machines and robots are gonna not take over, but they're gonna help our make our lives easier, so we don't have to work as hard, so we then have extra time to pursue artistic endeavors like drawing, writing stories, like, etc., etc. And it's the exact opposite now. We are having to work even harder, and the AI is making shit-ass art that's, like, not good at all, has no emotion into it.
You pay through the touchscreen, and then it just appears. You go get it off the counter, and you never talk to anybody.
What?
You know?
No, what? Oh my god! Please tell me if my mic is too loud, because I know I'm getting animated or whatever, but I don't want to scream at you. Excuse me. But what? Phil. All right, let's take a breath. In, out. Phil, it's not 100% animated, you dumbass. There are okay, so the ordering process is animated, right? But even that, okay, so they prefer you to use the automated ordering service. The little touchscreen board to order your food, but even if you don't, like, you can still order from a human being. And then on top of that, there are actual robots in the kitchen making your food. A human being will come out and set your little baggie of food on the counter for you to take. It's not like a machine just, like, conveyor belt shoots out your food onto the counter. We're not in, like, the future, if you want to call it that. Like, and then they even deliver food to your home, but even that's still a human being delivering the food. What are you talking about? No restaurant works the way he is talking.
So,
and I'm I'm a bigger person, and I love me some fast food. So I've been to a lot of different fast food places, and none of them work this way. Not a fucking one.
Apparently, it's already starting. They
So
already
what
said
the
in
fuck is
certain
he talking
franchises they've
about?
already begun the changes, and that there should be franchise-wide changes by 2025. Like the entire company will not be doing these self-serve soda machines by 2025.
The
They're getting rid of
horror.
them.
You can still get a refill.
Abdullah says, I think this is only the United States. Where I live, they never had them. Well, there you go. Obviously, if they didn't have them where you are, you're never going to get them. But they're saying anywhere where they had self-service, it's all going away now. So there you go. Just another way for them to cut
this
corners.
is a non-story, Phil.
McDonald's isn't cheap anymore.
Why is he trying
I
to?
think the reason people used to go to McDonald's was because the food was cheap. You jump on the dollar menu, and for $5, you filled your stomach, right? Or you get a combo meal for like $6, $7. It's a lot of food. McDonald's isn't even cheap anymore. At least
back in the day, like Phil, have you gone shopping at all? Nothing is cheap anymore. The cost of food is going up. Actually, thankfully, I don't have gout, but we all know Phil here does. But the cost of food is going up so fucking high. So the cost of their ingredients is going up. So ergo, with inflation and everything, obviously it's going to affect all these fast food prices as well. Yeah, no, you can't, there's no such thing as a real dollar menu anymore. Yeah, a single hamburger still now, like, used to cost what, like 99 cents? And now it's like $1.40, $1.50? Like, it was cheaper back then, but it still wasn't super, super cheap. And you're still probably saving money in the long run if you just buy ingredients now and go and cook something.
around here.
Like, how much is it for a single box of spaghetti and some sauce? Oh, but we all know Phil's a connoisseur for spaghetti sauce, and he has to make it himself. He can't just go and buy a can of fucking Prego. He can't go and buy a fucking can of Prego or Ragu. No. He has to make sauce that tastes even worse than that and use up like 20 or 30 different ingredients to make it.
It's not cheap anymore. Any combo meal at McDonald's is like $8, $9. Like, it's almost $10, and it's not even that filling anymore either, because of course all these places have reduced the size of their meals. So what is the reason to go there? I'm very curious. When you could go to a local restaurant that for like we have a local place right around the corner that's a Mexican place.
Okay, but Phil, you do understand that not everyone has the benefit of having local restaurants around them, right? Like, I live in, like, it's not even a big city. I live in a smaller city. It would barely be considered, well, I guess it is a city, but, like, we have a good local taco place and a few local, like, authentic Mexican places. But that's kind of it. Like, we're oversaturated with fast food places out the wazoo, right? And not a lot of places even have options for, like, local places. And the local places around here that I know of is still more expensive than going to fast food. Even if you order something from McDonald's or Taco Bell and it's like $17, $18, that's still probably cheaper than if you go to the local places, because the local places are more of a speciality thing. And they're going to be like a lot more money for a lot less food. And then you got to think of like people who are actually poor and they have larger families. They have a lot of kids and stuff. So they'll go to a KFC and get a big ass bucket of chicken for like $24, $25. That's going to feed their whole ass family instead of going to a local place and getting one hamburger for that fucking price.
For $7, you can get an insanely hugely packed burrito with fresh ingredients and multiple kinds. You can get chicken.
Well, I don't. Again, that's because you live in Seattle or near Seattle. I can't go anywhere where I live and buy a big ass burrito for $7, Phil. That's just not happening. Like, not where I live.
Carne asada, beef, shrimp. I'm keep going. You can get all these meats.
Yeah, because you live closer to a big city, dumbass. So obviously,
right?
not everyone has that.
Filling. It's more filling.
Phil, I live out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere where there's like a bunch of fucking farmers. Like, you go outside of this small little city and there's nothing but farmlands wherever the eye can see, right? Like, I don't have a local place that I can go and get like cheap ass food like that. And the local family owned places I do have, they're expensive, Phil.
Than getting a complete meal at a fast food
Yeah,
place.
he does.
So why
Phil
the hell
has
would you go to McDonald's?
will never
If
know
there's
what it's like to
places
be
around
poor.
you,
I'm hoping
right,
one day
that have better.
I'm hoping one day he actually does know what it's like to actually be poor, to actually have to eat ramen for a fucking meal. Oh, I have to eat what was it? Lunch meat sandwiches. I love lunch meat sandwiches. There's nothing fucking wrong with lunch meat sandwiches, Phil. Shut the fuck
Better
up.
fresh food. Why not go there? This is the opportunity for Americans, at least, to say we've been sold out by these fast food franchises for so long.
And you know why he's doing this, right? He's doing this not because he cares. Sorry. I gotta be in the moment, you know what I mean? It's like need to center myself and calm down because I'm already getting a little animated because I'm hopped up in Mountain Dew. Phil is saying this not because he cares about local family owned businesses, small businesses, right? He does not care about small businesses. Wait, how do I phrase that? No. He cares about small businesses, but he's referring to himself because he sees himself as a small business. So he's trying to like pretend he cares about all small businesses, but he's really just talking about his small business. You see what I'm saying? He's equating this to streamers, where it's like he's a small business, he's the underdog. Don't go to Markiplier, don't go to PewDiePie, don't go to Dr. Disrespect. Those are the fast food chains. Those are McDonald's and Subway and Arby's and Burger King because they're all over the place. They're huge. Everyone goes to those places. Come to my little mom and pop Italian restaurant where I don't even know how to fucking make sauce. Support your small business today. That every time he mentions small business, he's talking about himself. He's not talking about actually going and supporting an actual small business that's actually trying to work hard. He's not doing that. He's talking about his fucking self.
Because of their prices. We go there because they're so cheap. It's time to say, since they're
and
not
you're
cheap
definitely
anymore,
not cheap compared
fuck
to
this.
those.
Let's
Dr.
just
Disrespect
start
isn't on
actually,
here demanding people fucking
supporting the
donate
local
to
businesses
them.
that are giving us better quality and better prices. But Gatsu just hit it on the head. The claws of addiction and convenience are now easily unhooked. Are they? Because are you aware the reason that people still go to Subway is because they still think in their head $5 footlong. Did you know Subway doesn't have that, right? Like they haven't had $5 footlong in about a decade.
I don't think anyone thinks Subway's like a full foot long sandwich or for $5 anymore. Like people aren't that stupid. They probably go to Subway because they like it. I don't like Subway. I think Subway's disgusting, honestly. And like I said, I'm a big fast food person and I don't like Subway. But we just got a Jersey Mike's in our city. And oh my god, it's so good. I've never had a Jersey Mike's before, but I love it. It's so good. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it because you get like twice as much meat as you do in Subway. It's so good.
Once a week, they have like a $5 sandwich, just like a basic sandwich, and that's it. But people still remember $5 foot long, and they go there thinking they're gonna get a big value, and they don't.
I remember
they
those commercials.
Subway eat fresh. Nothing at Subway is fresh. But people fall for these marketing campaigns, and then they just keep going. Subway, in reality, is one of the absolute worst places you can get a sandwich. There are so many competitors for a similar price range who will give you a better product, but people keep going to Subway for some odd reason. Now,
Subway is still cheaper than most sub places around here, though, Phil. And you don't understand, not a lot of people have a whole lot of money. Like I said, I really like Jersey Mike's, but it is like a lot more money. Not a lot, but like what? So a Subway would be me foot-long sub, maybe around $7-10, depending what kind of sub, depending on the toppings. What's a regular Jersey Mike's sub is probably 14. 15, it's still more money, Phil. It's not a lot more money, but it's still more money than Subway. So if you are penny pinching, which Phil can never relate to this because he's never been poor, but if you're like penny pinching and you just want like a sandwich that's going to fill you up and it's not going to be the best, but like you don't have time to cook anything, like, yeah, go to Subway and get a quick
Now,
sub.
actually, this has changed in the last couple of years. Subway profits have tanked. And Subway is finally, after over 15 years of being at the top.
What the hell does Subway do to this man? Like, why does he have a vendetta against Subway? I don't get it. Like, what the did Subway sleep with his wife? Is Subway Tyrone? Maybe the owner of Subway like slept with Tyrone. I don't know.
Or the top of the sandwich food chain. They are finally starting to fail. And so they're having
$5 a month.
Shop.
You don't have $5 a month to tip me?
There you go. But yeah, fast food's tie on America. Maybe it's time to realize this was never the best idea. That always buying from a
small business better. Like my business. Tip me so I can go to fast food places and order from DoorDash.
Fucking fast food franchise. You know, at one point it was because of the price. Well, the price ain't the factor anymore. The price is high now. The price
is high everywhere, you retard.
Everything has gone up. So if you're going to spend a lot of money,
everything has gone up.
From a good place rather than...
Yeah, because the local small family-owned businesses, their prices are going up too. Not just fast food places. So still, the local-owned small business restaurants, their prices are still going to usually be more than fast food places 8 times out of 10.
Going to McDonald's, who won't even give you a free refill of soda anymore, right? Like,
exactly. It's so expensive to eat healthy. Like, I work in a grocery store, and holy shit, like, someone could buy, like, a couple like, enough condiments to make, like, a decent salad, and it'll be more money that you can go and buy, go out to eat and get, like, a whole big meal for a whole family. It'll be more money. And don't even get me started on organic stuff. Like, I don't even know what like, oh, supposedly it's organic, supposedly it's better for you. Like, I get the ideal behind organic, but how can you even trust if it actually is organic or if it's just smaller portions they're trying to sell you on? Like, I don't know. That always seemed like kind of a scam to me. What will be the
incentive to go to McDonald's in a couple of years? I don't even know. Okay.
It's always cheaper to, like, buy the frozen food that, like, will fill you up and eat you more. And then you got these idiots who swear keto or, like, they eat gluten-free and they eat keto. I'm like, there are specific people who absolutely need to eat gluten-free in order to, like, not suffer horribly, like celiac disease and stuff. But, like, you got these yuppies who think gluten-free must be good for you, when really it's for people who have celiac disease. And they're like, oh no, it's so much better for you. I swear it is. I'm like, no, you're just eating food that should be going to people who have celiac disease. It's not any better for you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't think it's organic at all.
La, la, la.
And they're still spraying fucking pesticides and shit into the, like, oh, well, we didn't spray it in the air. We sprayed it on the soil, but that still gets into the food and the plants and shit. What is this video? Begs viewers to remind...
Mr. Banana. Oh no, now the monkeys will be hungry because you skipped the tasty banana. I'm not even gonna... Let me put it this way. Thanks in advance for any contributions. You guys know how grateful I am. You guys...
I think I saw him mention something where it's like they can't shoot off fireworks. I didn't hear about the cookouts or anything, though. But like I've always said, it sounds like one of those like horrible homeowner association type things. Because homeowner associations are like the worst. Like, if I'm buying my own fucking house, you are not allowed to tell me what I can and can't do on my own property as long as I'm not committing a crime. If I'm not committing a crime, kindly fuck off. I will cook what the fuck I want. I'm gonna shoot off fireworks if I want. You don't get a say in what I get to do because I'm not committing any crimes. It's the most bullshit thing ever.
You guys know how much you help when you support my streams. Anything tonight?
Yeah, Wegmans is actually really expensive. Like, most people don't realize, like, oh, go to Wegmans. It's not that much more money. It is more money. I can't I can't even afford to go shopping at Tops. I can't really afford to go shopping at Wegmans. I usually shop at Aldi's and Walmart. And I don't like Walmart, but sometimes I have to shop at Walmart, you know? Or we also have Save-A-Lots, I think it's called. Sometimes I'll go there too.
Bring it up. I'm serious.
I like Aldi's.
Right what I just said,
pretty
now,
good.
If a contribution comes in, I'll shout it out. I don't want to bring it up all.
We have a BJ's too, but I don't really go there unless I buy something in bulk, and I don't usually buy stuff in bulk. Okay.
Far from the bright lights of Las Vegas or New York City.
I'm sorry I don't believe you. I'm sorry I totally don't believe you. Jesse says, I heard you didn't have Netflix. What phone provider?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's a neighborhood watch, and
since at any moment that
your grass is getting too high, we need you to cut it, and it needs to be cut in this way, and you need to weed whack the front too, because strands of grass is coming over onto the sidewalk. I'm like, so it's my fucking house.
But
and what really pisses me off is when people on their own land that they own will try to make a garden. They'll actually try to grow a nice, beautiful garden so they can supply their own fucking food for themselves, right? They'll they don't try, like, for whatever reason, but they'd rather grow their own food, which makes a lot of sense. Their own food isn't gonna be full of pesticides and shit, you know? And then, like, either the homeowners association, or even if it's not a homeowners association, the county will be like, oh no, they'll find some reason to discourage it. Like, you got to take your garden out because it doesn't look good, or it's encroaching on people's site, or some bullshit like that, right? They'll find some way to get you to take that garden down because it violates some bullshit zoning law or something. And it's like fucking bullshit. It's like, no, we should be allowed to grow our own food on our own land.
Oh, could you get Netflix for free? There are some places that give it for free, but not mine. So, no, it's all good, Jesse. You just gotta understand, I literally can't answer questions about any personal shit like that.
Yeah, all these is really good.
There's too many idiots on the internet.
They used to have this really good lasagna, and then they changed the recipe for it, and I'm kind of bummed because, like, the lasagna they had, well, it was a frozen lasagna, of course, but like the lasagna they used to had such a good ratio of meat to cheese to pasta, and the new stuff is like extra meat lovers lasagna. And I'm like, no, it's just too much meat for the, like, too much meat to the cheese ratio. And I know I'm being like OCD a little bit on that, but it's just, I like a little bit of meat in my, like, pastas and lasagnas and stuff, but I don't like it, like, overflowing with, like, mega meat stuff. I don't like that.
Stuff.
So I was kind of disappointed they changed the recipe.
Amount of hacking and shit people have tried to done to my accounts for the last
and they didn't
10
sell
years,
it anywhere else. That was like the Bremer name brand.
I mean, we just had a case where a 17-year-old kid found a way to hack.
No, you don't really own your own homes, even if you pay it off.
Accounts. Right?
Like, maybe if you, like, live off the grid and everything, and you, like, build your own fucking house and shit, maybe then.
He just got away with it until, of course, now they finally caught him. But you see what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen on any day, and there really is no authority to deal with this stuff.
I mean, if I had the money, but I wouldn't want to
Twitter accounts, but just like people my level,
go off the grid because I need my internet too bad.
But because it was celebrities,
I need electricity and internet.
Are on the case, right? Tyrone, it's going good so far tonight. Thank you for asking.
Thanks, Tyrone.
Just Sonic did a super chat. Says, if I didn't continue streaming, what skills would I contribute to the job market? Begging for money all day. Man.
Yeah, extra cheese is actually usually pretty good in lasagna. I don't mind if it has extra cheese, but I don't like it when it has too much
out of
meat.
All the job skills, or skills in general, that I've exhibited,
it's a Gaudi Gestapo over there.
What kind of skills do you think I could apply to something outside of being a live streamer?
You guys gotta be talking about me or to me all the time?
What do you think? I mean, I sit here and I talk in front of a live audience all day. I'm pretty good at discussion at this point, I would say.
You're actually not at all? You don't know how to conduct a normal conversation, Phil.
I've run my own business now for over a decade, successfully, right?
No, it would... Successfully? Phil, like, your streaming career has been the opposite of successful. You have to beg constantly. No one in their right mind would look at your streaming career or your business and call it a success. Like, are you taking business advice from Trump? Like, okay, yeah, so, like, he bankrupted he bankrupted most of his business endeavors. And I'm not just shitting on Trump, it's just an example, calm down. But, like, he bankrupted almost every single business endeavor he did. How do you bankrupt a casino in the middle of Las Vegas? Like, do you not understand how a casino works? People walk in and give you money. Like, so, I would argue Trump is not the best business person. And I would definitely argue you're even worse. Like, it's not a success, Phil.
I don't know. It's probably quite a few things I could apply it to.
I don't know if DSP is a commie, but he's Whoa. But DSP is definitely for more government interference, more government control. And that's just, like, something I'm not really behind on that. I think the government has too much of a say-so in our normal lives as is. I'm not, like, because that's what people think. It's like, oh, you don't like Trump, so you must love Biden, right? I'm like, no, I don't like either of them. I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden, right? I'm like, I want a normal, not ancient old fossil as a president, please. I like a sane person as president also. Like, there's got to be better candidates to be president than these two people, right? Like, can we have a different person? Like, someone who's not batshit insane or ancient? Like, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into politics or anything. There are definitely worse candidates than Trump, though. I will say that. He's not the worst one. We could have Pence. We could have DeSantis. So those are way worse, in my opinion.
BC. And if we go to the swamp in 65 million BC and to the northeast, there's a bunch of bananas. He wants the freaking bananas, if you can believe it. So we have to go get him
I don't
bananas
remember that
from
song.
65 million BC. So it's time for tasty banana. They're going to squeeze them right into their mouth and eat them.
They basically are a bunch of Karens. Just like a bunch of Karens got together and decided to...
I would sing the banana
decided
song
to,
right
like,
now,
run a community or cul-de-sac or whatever.
What is the banana song? I don't know how it goes. I would totally sing it right now because it's actually pertinent, but I don't know how it goes.
Oh, sure you don't know how it goes.
How does it go? What are the lyrics? What are the lyrics for the banana song? No, not the peanut butter jelly time song, but that was a one with the banana, the dancing banana. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth. Squeeze the peel, it comes out, then it says, pop, squeeze banana.
Yeah, no one's gonna vote for me.
All the way down the mountain, all the way back. We gotta go to 65 million BC and get banana.
Oh, you're queer. We can't have you in control. Honestly, I don't think presidents really have a whole lot of control in the government anyway, to be honest.
Tasty banana, put it in.
Shut up, Phil, for a second. Sorry. It's just like, I think people give the president more control than they actually have. I don't think presidents actually have a whole lot of input. They have choices to do some things like ratify laws or push things into law or whatever, but I don't think they really have a whole much sway in terms of like how the economy's going and stuff like that. So, like, I don't
and squeeze on the peel. I don't know how it goes.
It's like becoming more and more like the president's a figurehead than anything else, kind of like
playing Donkey Kong 64, like
British royalty, like the king and queen or whatever, where they don't really do much.
On the fly.
They're just there to like
so dumb. They listen
for
to
people
it
to
over
blame,
and over.
really.
So they like memorize this song that I literally made up on the fly.
Plus, I don't know a whole lot about politics, to be honest.
Was it close?
I mean, I don't know how all that shit runs or anything.
It's not. You don't think it's dumb. You don't think a song that I made up on the fly to make fun of how bad Donkey Kong 64 was is dumb.
I don't
You
think
think
anyone's
it's dumb. I
arguing
think it's
saying
the
that the
dumbest
Banana
thing I
Song's
made.
genuinely a good
So
song.
I can tell you it's dumb. If you like that song, that's really stupid.
I mean,
I
technically,
don't know the
I'm
I Need
independent,
Banana
but I
song. What is
lean a
that
little
from?
bit to the left, I
I'm not
guess.
disputing that I've done it. I don't remember what the I Need Banana song is from. You guys remember that more than me. You guys got to understand something, okay? I have, over the years, made
This was
14
actually a
years worth of
good game.
content,
Ghostwire
okay?
Tokyo, I
I've
really
played
like this game a
countless
lot.
games.
It's a good game.
I'm sure during games I do silly songs and silly things, but I do it once and then I move on, and that's
Well, I mean, I would argue the only real reason I lean more to the left is because every time I see anything from like conservatives, or like every time I see anything from Republicans, it's usually extreme, far right, radical, like conservative Republicans, right? Like that's what I usually see or think in my head when I think far right, and then they're like always like, "Gays should be outlawed, gays should be killed." Oh, make gay marriage illegal again. Like that's what I think of in my head when I think right, you know, and that's obviously not the full case. Not every Republican thinks like that, but it's like there's like I'm for like everyone having equal rights. Everyone should be able to. I won't even say that. You can't even say that nowadays. You can't just say everyone should have the right to have a gun anymore because there are some crazy ass people who shouldn't have a gun, like DSP for one. But there should be like just a simple couple like easy everyday answer questions that if you can answer these questions, yeah, then you can have a gun. But it's like I don't know. That's what I thought. Like the Senate and the House and like they all have way more say so in political power, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's all a complicated bag. It's like, oh, and then you where are you on abortion or gun control and everything like this? And it's like, does it matter? I'm not going to be able to sway people one way or the other. And I don't really care that well.
the end of it. It's you guys who watch
Everyone
it
should
over
have
and
the
over,
right to
who probably
control
leave
their own
about it
body as long as they're an
and
adult.
endlessly repeat it to the point where you remember
And as long
it.
as you're not like insane or crazy or something, like you should have to not even see a therapist, but you should be able to prove that you're not insane, and then you should have the right to have a gun. It shouldn't be really, really difficult. Like I live in New York, I can't even get a gun if I wanted to because I have depression, and just because I have depression, like I'm going off the rails here, but no one's gonna see this anyway except for you guys. So, like, yeah, I have depression, and at one point, like years and years ago, I was like a little, not even a little, just like I want to die, but I don't want to kill myself. Does that make sense? Like, if something happened to me, I'd be fine with something happening to me, but I'm not gonna do it myself, right? But you got these like really bad background checks and stuff. That's like, oh, well, I guess I can never own a gun because I was clinically diagnosed with depression and I still go to therapy for it. I'm on an antidepressant pill that's actually helping me a hell of a lot because my anxiety and my hypochondria was way worse than my depression was. And they're helping, the pill is helping a lot with that. I'm like nowhere near as anxious as I was. But like, if I was to live in Texas, I could probably go down the street and get a gun anytime I wanted. But at the same time, if I lived in Texas, there's more increases my chance of being attacked just for being who I am as not a straight person. So it's like there's plus and minuses for both sides. You know what I'm saying? Not one left or right is good or bad necessarily. It's just different ways of thinking. And honestly, I feel like the left and the right, they're trying to divide us. The whole fact that we're Republican versus Democrat and everything like that, like, I don't want to say one world order or anything anything, but really, the government is trying to pit people against each other by fighting with riling everyone up and having the Republicans fight the Democrats and everything like that, when really it's just the government is controlling everything one way or the other anyway, and there's no real leaning left or right according to the government anyway. They're just gonna do whatever the fuck they're gonna do. You know? And I totally get that. Like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of it hurting when I die. Because, like, I have a pretty good, and again, I'm not going into religion. Don't worry about that. But I have a good belief structure that's not Christian, but I'm not going to go into what it is. But I do, well, I'm not too worried about what happens after I die. I'm worried about dying. I'm worried, like, someone's going to come and stab me a bunch of times with a knife or shoot me or something. I don't want to go out like that. And I'm really scared of, like, getting sick because I'm a hypochondriac. So I'm really afraid of, like, getting cancer, or I was afraid of COVID when that was first coming out. I was freaking out when COVID first started coming out, but there's a lot of misinformation about COVID coming out too. So it was like just a lot of misinformation going on and to scare people and rile people up. And then I took the vaccine. I mean, I feel okay because I took the vaccine, but in retrospect, I kind of regret getting it, honestly, because I feel like I was kind of peer pressured into getting the vaccine. But I already had COVID once, and that was before I got the vaccine. So I don't know if I would have had COVID again after if I didn't get the vaccine. I don't know. Now they have like 500 different boosters for it, and it's never going to go in. It's just going to be like the flu shot. But I don't think they're controlling our minds from the vaccine either. They're not implanting cybernetic chips in our body to control us to vote one way or the other or something just because we got the vaccine either, though. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I do believe in some conspiracy theories, but not that one. I'm like, I think the vaccines probably work. I mean, I would assume. I don't know.
Well, to me, it's like, you know, for you, the day that I sang the Banana song was an endlessly hilarious,
Sorry about going off the
lolcow-worthy moment.
There.
For me, it was Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, who's Tuesday?
They did another super
Your
chat.
favorite
Says,
show,
what were your overall
Phil?
thoughts on the vestry? I think it was a really awesome thing. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I don't think we'll ever get another streak like that again, quite frankly. I think it really was.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
People
about
feeling
that.
very positive about my content.
That can have been easy. Was she immunocompromised, or was she just like normal health kind of person? And yeah, that's always very difficult. When I had the when I had the COVID, when I had the cough, the coof, it was just a normal cold for me. Like, I got sick for like a couple days. I had a fever for one day, and then I just had a cough for like a couple days, and then I was fine. It was less worse than a cold. And this was before I had the vaccine too. So I don't know. It affects people differently, I guess, just based on like our immuno systems and immune systems and shit like that. But I'm really sorry to hear that. That's never.
Keep in mind that it happened at a time when I was going through
That's
really
always a
bad
rough
time in my life. I was
situation,
going
you know?
through a bankruptcy. I needed that help to really get through it. And people were feeling very generous. They loved the content I was putting out, and you know,
No
I
one
was
loves
very
your
appreciative
content,
for it. And you know, I'm very happy it happened. If it didn't happen, things would not have been as good as they are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. I'm so sorry.
Like, things probably would have gotten a lot worse. So I'm very happy that things went well and I got through that hard time in my life. And this,
And like, I'm worried for my sister actually, because like I don't want to be too personal, but I don't want to pull a Phil, but she is in a position where she's facing a health crisis of her own, and that makes her immune system weaker than usual too. And COVID is still out there. I can't remember if she actually had the vaccine or not. I don't actually remember. But it's rough though, you know?
this vest is now a symbol.
And they were saying it's like, oh, the only people who might die or get cold or might die from COVID are old people. I'm like, that's not true. There's a lot of people that have immunocompromised systems or just like weaker than normal systems that could get it, you know?
Of all of us who never give up, who basically say no matter what gets thrown against us in life, we're going to persevere through it. We're going to say fuck you to the haters, and we're going to be successful no matter what. That's what this has become. that every day now it's another win against those shitheads who every day tell us we can't do something.
I've heard people claiming people died from the vaccine, but I've never seen anyone actually prove that it was actually because of the vaccine that they died and not from getting COVID or just some other sickness in general. I've never seen proof that anyone died from the actual vaccine. But I did see conspiracy theories where people were like, oh, dying suddenly, do mini documentary about how the vaccine's killing people and people just falling over dead all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like, I've seen that, but that does not seem real to me, like, at all. Or if they are falling over with that, it's probably for some other reason.
What do we do?
Because they had
we
the
deserve
vaccine.
that? Nothing. But this is what they are. They're just crazy people, and they will always try to tear you down. In life, there's always going to be people trying to tear you down. And this vest has become a ridiculous, I know it's as stupid as it sounds, as crazy as it sounds, but that's what it is. This is a symbol of persevering through all kinds of
Phil,
adversity.
it's a symbol of us standing against our haters.
Of challenges.
What was that one where it's like, I hate how my brain works because I have the word that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember how to say it. Oh, my brain, why do you not work? Oh, that's it. Coincidence does not equal causality, if that makes sense. Just because something like is a coincidence, like, oh, well, they took this vaccine and then they died, that does not actually mean that was the cause of why they died. That just means it's a coincidence. And you need to further prove that it was the vaccine that caused it, not just some coincidence that caused it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've heard him talk about COVID multiple times. I don't know if he did a recent one or not, because I'm trying to catch up on some of these, and these were from like a week or two ago. But I remember how he flip-flopped on it, so when COVID first came out, he was kind of against it. It's like, oh, it's just bullshit, remember, it's just like the flu, blah, blah, blah. And then he flipped on it, it's like, go out there and get your vaccines. And I'm like, okay, who paid you off to say that, huh, Phil? Or did he just see the natural trend of all these YouTubers, like, speaking out that everyone should go get the vaccines? And I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, my opinion on the vaccines are if you work in a medical field, at all, any kind of medical facility like a nurse's office, doctor's office, hospital, anything like that, you should be forced to get a vaccine. But if you do not work in the medical field, it should be up to the individual if they want to have the vaccine or not. Taking away people's rights because they did not want to get the vaccine is bullshit. They should be allowed to choose if they want to get it or not. You shouldn't entice people with free food or free tickets to a movie or some bullshit in order to get the vaccine. Like, I don't think herd immunity is going to work like that anyway. Like, it's never going to fully go away no matter, even if all of us had the vaccine, it's still going to be out there. It's still going to mutate. We're still going to have to get booster shots all the time. I don't know.
In a way, being able to
I'm getting so sidetracked.
To have this symbol stand for something is pretty cool and motivating. But I'm also happy that not every stream is about that anymore. I don't want every stream to be about hitting the vest goal. It was ridiculous. It really was. Like, it got completely dominated. Streams about the vest. Did you get the vest? The vest goal. I don't care about the vest goal.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Native. I'm against people doing that. You shouldn't have to show your vaccination card. You shouldn't have to have your travel be suspended or not allowed on a plane if you don't get it. That's bullshit.
Pay for stuff, genius. Bills, back taxes. Like, it paid for a tremendous amount of things around here.
Bullshit. It paid for WWE champions.
Oh my god, people are so dumb. Oh. Possible endgame. Good evening, Alex. Good evening, Gatsu. Lots of people joining. Hello, everybody.
Now this one's slower for some reason.
Let me put it this way. Thanks in advance for any contributions. You guys know how grateful I am. You guys know how much you help and you support.
Oh god, this is about OIC. That's why I edited it. Oh lord. As someone who falls under the trans umbrella, I don't really like to accuse people of pretending to be queer. That's not really for me to decide, because like I don't like to I know what it's like to have my decisions questioned, to have my identity questioned, and it's never fun. So on the off chance that OIC is actually legitimate, which is doubtful, but on the off chance, I'm gonna be the bigger man, bigger woman, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because I'm non-binary. I don't really identify as male or woman. So call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I don't get super butthurt about pronouns. I really don't. I don't care. Right? But I'm going to be the bigger person and not question their identity. But I'm skeptical. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm serious. After what I just said,
and they are an idiot anyway. If they're male, if they're female, whatever, they're still a cup.
On Chrono Trigger and have a good time with all of you, and not worry about the bullshit.
I do think it did come from China though, or it was lab developed in some way.
How often do I buy a new phone? Not often, Cracker Jacks. I couldn't even tell you when I got this one. The way I get my phones is, I go to my phone company, and if I need a new phone for some reason, like my phone is running like shit or whatever, I'm like, all right, I need a new phone, and then they just show me the new ones. And I say, all right, give me that one. And then they just finance it into my phone plan. So,
God, he's like the ultimate consumer, isn't he?
Years ago. But I
Holy
don't
shit.
even know what, I couldn't even tell you. I think, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was within the first year that Kat moved in with me. I could be wrong, but I think it was within the first year that Kat moved here that this phone is from. I could be wrong. I could be off by a year or two.
I mean, I get it, because I know I have a lot of trans friends.
I've had essentially
and they do get like
I'm actually wondering if I can
protective
even get a phone
of their
small,
pronouns a lot, and I get that.
I don't know if they even make the
just
iPhone
for me,
small
I never
anymore.
really cared that
I
much.
have to get a bigger one just because they don't make them that small anymore.
What someone calls me or
we'll
refers to me as has no bearing on my actual identity. So.
Oh, no sleep, real vibes. I did see your
I
name
say,
earlier. What are you talking about?
What is it good for?
I hate to tell you,
Absolutely
you must not have heard
nothing.
me. Michael King, good evening.
I say war is a failure to communicate.
And it was determined, if I was going to play, it was determined how long it would take to beat Chrono Trigger. But
sometimes it's necessary. It depends on each specific war. You can't just say broadly, all war is good, war is bad.
Charge?
Sometimes it's needed. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's for oil or resources that the normal population probably isn't even going to see.
No, it's all good, Jesse.
Because it all goes to the government.
I literally
and they love to send your kids,
like that. I just
my kids, our kids, to go and kill themselves.
Trust me,
for their interests. Which is bullshit.
People have tried to done to my accounts for the last 10 years. I got to be ultra careful about everything.
And Apple is 10 times better than Android. I'm just saying that right out the bat.
I think we're going to get started.
Bam.
So, by the way, you remember at the end of the last Chrono Trigger stream how I was confused about what to do next?
People be like, oh, you can do so much more stuff with Android. I'm like, I don't want to play...
We did exactly
I don't want to play ROMs and emulators on my phone. I have a computer and a laptop for that. I have handheld game consoles that I can do that on. I don't need to do it on this tiny touchscreen phone of mine. And other than emulators and ROMs, I haven't come across anything that Android phones can do that mine can't. So I do agree. Like, if you're talking about that specific war with Russia and the Ukraine, I 100% agree Russia is in the wrong on that one.
Looks like we have a small majority.
But at the same time, it's good that us as a country are supporting Ukraine. But maybe we shouldn't be giving them as much money as we are giving them, considering our own infrastructure in our own country is falling apart, and our country government refuses to help what's the right word? Stabilize our failing infrastructure. Like, you remember those like trains derailments that were going on in a couple different states suspiciously had nuclear waste in it? that was suspicious in my opinion. And like, yeah, the real reason is probably just because our railway system infrastructure is falling fucking apart. Like, no one tries to upkeep these train tracks that were probably made in the 1800s, and they haven't been stabilized and reinforced since then. Like, maybe we should actually like reinvest into that so we won't have any more train derailments. But they never once thought to like reinvest and resupport like our failing infrastructure. We have bridges collapsing. They'll pave a road, and like a week later it'll have potholes again. Like, what the fuck?
All voting towards Android. 58% for Android over iPhone.
Yeah, it might be a newer generational thing. I don't know. Or just because of social media, maybe.
I'd be your friend. Have you encountered a man attempting to construct a bridge upon the mountain? I see him. He built.
Yeah, I actually. This is just political stream accidental. But I did see a conspiracy theory that, like, Winston Churchill, I think it was at the time. I don't remember the actual guy's name, so forgive me if it wasn't Winston Churchill. My history is not that good. But, like, I saw a conspiracy theory with someone, I think it was Winston Churchill, was aware that the Japanese were planning an attack on Pearl Harbor, but they wanted America to be involved in the war. They required America's help in World War II. And so they did not relay the information that Japan was planning an attack on Pearl Harbor because they knew that would get us involved in World War II. So I saw that conspiracy theory, and I'm like, I don't know how reliable that conspiracy theory is, but that kind of tracks a little bit, in my opinion. That kind of makes a little bit of sense, but I don't know if that actually was real or not. Yeah, and like, I do believe in aliens and the UFO UAP thing, but it definitely feels kind of weird that they're just bringing that up now, like out of nowhere, out of the blue. It's like, what are you really hiding? Because like, if the general population of people who believe in UFOs and aliens are already aware of the fact that UFO and aliens have been around for a long time and have been increasing. So like, we already know, like, the most people probably already know about the UFO UAP thing. That's not anything new. And like, I don't want to say alien fans, but like people who are into like UFO UAPs have been already knowing about these stories far before the United States government revealed the information. We're all like, yeah, we already know about this. Why are you talking about this now? Like, we know aliens exist. I've seen that, like, that TikTok video way before the government officially announced it. I knew about that like a long time ago. I remember seeing it. Like, this information was leaked way before.
Alone just passed here. There is a high probability that the man you saw is who we seek. Will you allow us to pass? Okay. Why didn't you just not block the bridge to begin with, genius? Alright, here we go. New area with awesome music.
Is there a point to this video? Why is it 8 minutes long when
Brave heroes,
half
help.
of it is like non-important stuff?
My thanks. I fear I'd not have survived much longer. I've been toiling away at this bridge.
I don't know a whole lot about the Iraqi war.
Seems like
if you're talking about like after 9/11, like, yeah, don't even get me started on 9/11 because I'm kind of suspicious on that whole thing anyway. But even if 9/11 actually happened the way they're saying it happened and everything like that, it seems like we went after Iraq for not legitimate reasons to begin with. Like, oh, he has weapons of mass destruction. No, there's no proof of weapons of mass destruction whatsoever. And it seemed like it was just some ploy to get oil.
I got careless and I lost my footing. If only I had someone with more brawn to assist me, it'd be some time before I finish at this rate. Why not use a new?
And even, like, I don't want to get too involved because I don't really know a whole lot about the Iraq war, I mean. But it should not be on the United States of America to try to police the entire fucking world. Not this continent, the world, on what they can and can't do. You know what I mean? It's like, Is it like against some international law somewhere that they can't have weapons of mass destruction? Was it against some kind of peace treaty or something? I don't know. But if it wasn't against some kind of like international peace treaty that they absolutely can never have weapons of mass destruction ever again or something, then who are we to step our foot in it? Like, even if they did have weapons of mass destruction, which I don't think they did, because we never found any proof of it. But like, why are we trying to police other countries?
They've strength and
Like,
stamina.
I just don't know.
You got an idea of someone who can help? My pardons. It would be most
We're getting so waylay
on my behalf. So you see what we're getting at here? How does the banana song go? I want banana, a tasty banana. Put
Hey,
it
Joe
in your
Lauro.
mouth and squeeze
How you
on
doing?
the peel. I don't know. I don't know how it goes. I don't know how it goes. The banana song that apparently I sang playing Donkey Kong 64 like 3 years ago. I don't know how it goes. I literally made up on the fly.
Is he still talking about the banana song?
Surprised that we got 1,000 members again. Why would you be surprised? You realize that when we got over 1,000 members, I only had like 300. It was an insane amount of gifting around this time of the year. It happens. People feel generous and.
Yeah, no shit. No, they're not legitimate.
Got a. Hey guys, Coffee did a super chat. Says thanks for being inclusive these days.
Oh, here it
yeah,
is.
I started saying, you know, like good morning or good evening, ladies, gentlemen.
Here's the
and everybody
bullshit.
else, because I don't care. I don't care how anyone identifies. Why would I give a crap? What is it? How is it even my
Bullshit.
right? I don't care. I remember I've always been of the impression, as long as you're not essentially harming others, you have the right to be happy however you want to be happy. I don't care.
Well, that's a huge change from how you used to feel, Phil. Oh, I changed. I changed. Right? People usually don't like change that drastically, like 360-degree change.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
Robo.
I don't think so. They go from a raving bigot online to being like super inclusive. It seems like pandering to me. It's like, well, like the most popular people that are like, it's the most easiest way to make money is to be like super inclusive and PC and shit. So let me try to pretend to be that. That's what it seems like.
But I have the stone. What are you talking about? I have it. Did it screw up? Because I have the waystone. To a new part here. Let's see what this is. It says, approaching entities detected. Please take cover.
I think EV fans is trying to get me canceled. They're in trouble.
I hear there are reptiles.
You keep asking me all these political questions, and I'm like, I'm gonna get canceled, or at the verse mocked or something. I'm like, I don't know.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to sink
I have
my
like
teeth into
beliefs, but they're not. It's not like I research these topics enough to have like any like legitimate voice. I'm just like, from the little bit that I know, yes or no kind of thing. I will say, in terms of the whole 9/11 thing, and I don't want to offend anyone, so don't get offended. I'm just my dumbass opinion that's uninformed, and I get that, but based on what I've seen, skyscrapers, buildings do not collapse the way they do like that unless it was a controlled demolition. It had to have been like, no other way can a building just collapse in on itself just straight down like that unless it was some sort of controlled demolition. If it actually went down because a plane went in it and fire, it wouldn't have just collapsed down in on itself. It would have like tilted over because if the steel beams actually melted or whatever, it would have like folded in half, or like the top half would have came down first, folding over on itself. That's just my personal belief, but again, I don't know 100%, but it just seems like I've seen videos of like them demolishing a building on purpose, and it just goes straight down, and like I don't think there's any other way a building can go down like that. And then like on Ground Zero, when they're showing the aftermath and stuff like that, like there were these like pillars that were supposed to be holding up there were these pillars that were supposed to be holding up the beams, and it looked like they were cut in half, like diagonally, like really sharp. It didn't look melted or anything. It just looked really sharp, and it looked like the cut you would get when you place like planted explosives in it, and it like cuts it kind of like that in an angle. Yeah, like the Twin Towers, like there have been so many other buildings, skyscrapers, that were built the same kind of way, and they were struck by planes, and they never fell down on it though. They never collapsed in on itself. I know jet fuel can get really hot, but just the way it looks, it didn't look like they melted the steel beams enough to do it. We are getting so sidetracked, but I will bring up something. I think it was on YouTube. I don't know. There's a documentary I seen, and I know I'm not getting all of my, because again, hi Toy Phrase. We're getting so sidetracked right here. I don't remember his name. I don't remember what the heck the guy's name was. Hold on. I'm thinking. 1 second, chat. I'm putting you on starting screen while I look this up really quick. Because I don't want you seeing stuff. I am so sorry. I'm getting sort of sidetracked. I think I still have the video. Maybe. Where would it be? Conspiracy. Because I do like watching conspiracy videos. Now, just because I don't believe in every single conspiracy video or conspiracy out there doesn't mean I don't enjoy watching them, right? And I watched one that made a lot of sense, but it's not like doesn't necessarily mean I believe everything in it, but it made some sense. Crap, I don't remember what the... Sorry, 1 second. Let me get the music playing for you guys while I try to figure this out. I'll be right back. You did this. I'm trying to remember, like, it was a certain specific one, and I'm trying to find it. So enjoy some nice Genshin music while I try to find it really quick. I'll have to do it this way. Hold on. That was the guy's name. Okay, so I just need to type that in with 911. Oh, that was what it was called. If I could just find the first one. No, do not start. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Part 1 of 3. Alright, sorry about that. Let me get this. And then I'm gonna bring that back over here. We'll go back here. I'm not gonna watch it, don't worry. But I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Well, sorry, the Exile. I'm kind of distracted at the second. We'll get right back into DSPS where. But the guy, this is called September 11th, the New Pearl Harbor, 2013, by this guy's Massimino Mazzucco, and he does quite a few like, not all on 9/11, but he does quite a few like conspiracy theory type of documentaries. But they do a very good job of being non-biased, asking questions. It's like, well, if this is the official story, then how come this and this and this? It's not just like, oh, it's 100% this because this. It's like, well, answer me this. If this is the correct story, then how come blah, 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 blah. And they do a far better job than I'm ever going to be able to explain it. But, like, and I'm not basing my opinions only on this one documentary that I saw. It's on multiple ones. But that's just, like, it. They do a good job explaining it, right? So it's like... You started this. You asked the question. No, 100%. DSP is like the biggest fucking narcissist I've ever.
Hasty. Hiss. We gotta wait for the boss. Then it's feeding.
But we're
time.
finally getting back into it. But if you want, like, it's a good watch. Even if you don't believe it, it's still interesting to watch. It's very long because it's like part 1 of 3, and they're like all like an hour and 50 minutes. But it was pretty good. And they do a good job of coming from a non-biased standpoint and going after
Lord Fear God would never participate
what
in
we were
he
shown,
essentially feels
the actual reports given, and going from there.
Delusion I've ever heard in my life, and he doesn't think he can benefit from doing anything with anyone, so he won't face me or anyone else. Basically, he's gonna hide there on his streams and pretend like he's good at Street Fighter forever. So good for him. Let him sit there with
no, North Korea is real, but there's a conspiracy theory
about that. It's a waste of time to even talk about
that North Korea is actually secretly like some kind of utopia, and the bad things we all hear and see about North Korea is like just a cover to hide the fact that they found like they found some utopia bullshit thing, and like that's not true. But it's still funny. Like I said, I like digging into conspiracy theories, but that doesn't mean I believe every one of them. There's very few I actually believe.
iPhone. You phone, we all phone.
Oh, this is when he got his new iPhone, isn't it? Yeah, I think so.
Apple had its big
I missed this whole
presentation of products
rant thing.
During that presentation, they presented...
Didn't he get a new phone yet? I don't know.
Lines of the iPhone, including
I know he was talking about phones, so I was thinking maybe he...
like standard, Pro, Max, Double Max, Triple XL, and then Magnum. Okay, I made up some of those. But basically, they have like 4 to 5 new models of iPhone coming out right now. Supposedly, it's pre-order. It's available within like a week. Now, just who don't know,
World War III is probably going to happen eventually, and it'll come down to resources. Probably water shortages, probably.
Available everywhere. Every store will have them. Every cell phone place will have them. So
hopefully, it won't be nuclear.
Unless you're a nut job.
Because if you have a nuclear war over water or some other natural resource, it's probably going to be destroyed by the nuclear wave. Fallout. So it probably won't be.
Well, the reason I'm really covering it today is because it was announced. Listen to this. The new iPhone models will have...
God, he looks terrible in these shirts too.
Pro
like they're
chip.
like 2 sizes too small.
This chip is going to allow iPhones to play certain actual full-fledged video games at...
Well, that's the weird thing though, is because Phil has had the same old iPhone 7 for the longest time, surprisingly. So I'm kind of surprised that he's held out as long as he has in terms of getting a new phone. Because to be fair to Phil, for once, like, he probably does need to upgrade his shitty phone if he still has the iPhone 7. That shit's, like, old as hell. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to besmirch him anything if he actually upgraded from an iPhone 7 to the newest iPhone or the newest Android or something like that. I'm not going to be pissed off at him because I get it. I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and my phone before this was the iPhone 7 also. So it's like, I upgraded, like 2 or 3 years ago when the iPhone 12 first came out. So, I mean, I get it.
Partial to full capacity.
Yeah, that's the quote. It might not. I'm kind of surprised WWE Champions runs as good as it does on his iPhone 7, to be honest.
Resident Evil 4 Remake. Okay, another game announced. Assassin's Creed Mirage. And this is going pretty crazy. These games they're announcing, like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, they're basically saying these are console versions of these games are going to be able to be played on your iPhone. Now, before you jump the gun, you say, now, wait a minute. I've got a console and a TV or a PC. Why the hell do I want to play a modern gen game with amazing graphics on my tiny iPhone screen? Fair enough, that would be a pretty stupid thing to do when you could probably...
You're talking about remote play, right, Phil? Like, is that what he's talking about? Like, yeah, it's running off of the console, but you could still stream it to your phone and play it on your phone. If you're, like, not in the same room as your TV, like, let's say you have to go upstairs and take a shit. 1 second, before I go, remote play it on your phone. You can go upstairs and poop while you're playing a game. But I wouldn't want to do that because I don't like touchscreens for controls and stuff, so I don't know.
Probably enjoy the experience better in your living room with your TV, maybe surround sound. It doesn't really make sense, right? That's correct. Essentially what Apple is trying to do, all right, in other words, they want to make your iPhone into a Steam Deck. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They want you to have your iPhone plugged into a bunch of peripherals.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean.
Gaming console. Now, this is the first time
because
Apple
like
has
his older gamer shirts or whatever were like so old and like almost see-through as it was. So I mean,
many questions really that have to be posed.
He really needs to get one that like actually fits him.
Just a few off the
Not
top
one
of
for
my
a kid.
head, okay? Will this thing run only when plugged into the wall, or will it have to have a really great battery? Because, for example, a laptop running high-end games needs to be plugged into a direct power source. If you try to run it off a battery, it gets decreased performance. So can you imagine trying to play Resident Evil 4 Remake?
Is that even true though, Phil?
Level gameplay with ray tracing and everything that
you even know
has, but you're running it off a cell phone battery. Do you really think that's going to last very long or work very well? Probably not, right? Number two, what about cooling? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, this little sucker gets hot. If you're just sitting there doing things for a while, if
I'm just sitting here playing WW Champions all the time on my phone, it's gonna get hot.
Now imagine you're trying to actually play a full-fledged 1080p full ray tracing game on this sucker for hours. This thing's gonna heat up tremendously. Are you aware of it having a cooling fan on it or anything like that? So it's kind of interesting to me because it seems like what they're trying to do here is compete with Steam Deck. Like, they feel, oh man, we lost the gaming wars, but now we have to get back in line. So how can we do that? Let's put a better processor
he'll
in this
still
thing
look like a ghoul in some nice clothes, but
that's great. But what about all the other components?
Not
right?
much can fix
do I really want
the
to
whole
buy
face area here
and take the chance of turning
like if you shave this all off, right? This whole fucking beard, he can't grow a beard, right? It's pretty obvious he can't. If he shaved this all off and maybe like
the big one, the one that they're
stop getting the shitty ass haircuts and either like grew it out or something, maybe
it's like $1,300 USD.
Maybe got your hair a little bit longer, like
with your
maybe you could do something like that.
Phone to play Resident Evil on it. I'm just saying, it seems like they are way early on this. Like, maybe 2-3 more gens down the line, if technology advanced more, if it had more, like, stable cooling without having active fans and things, and they could find a way to make these things not heat, then maybe this would make sense. But I don't know if I want to buy a top-of-the-end phone and then fry the goddamn thing playing Resident Evil, and now I have no phone, and I'm out $1,300, right? I don't know. This just seems like a bad idea. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, you don't know. What if these things end up being so crazy good, right? They really advance technology. That's one thing. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't seen Apple advance technology in about 10 years. Because if you look at the other features of the iPhone 15, well, let's see. They claim it's a better camera. The fucking camera hasn't been better in ages. Who cares? How many fucking lenses?
Yes, it has. Actually, the camera has improved with every iteration.
It's not going to really improve.
I mean, it's not a big difference, but it is slightly better every time.
They're also claiming,
but it's not like some massive leap. It's not a massive leap up in tech every fucking time there's a new iPhone, but it is slightly better, slightly better, slightly better. Now, Android probably does have a better camera than iPhone. I will say that. Like, and probably in terms of tech too, Android probably does have slightly better graphics for games and shit.
Oh, finally we're using USB-C. And it's like, yeah, you want to know why you're doing that? Why did they get rid of the fire adapter cable? Here it is. Why did they get rid of this? This stupid proprietary
We all know
cable.
what that is.
And why are they adapting USB-C? Do you want to know why?
Because they want more money, Phil. Because everyone who has, even mine's still a fire, like, whatever the hell that's called. It's like, oh, so we all have like 1 million cables now for iPhone. And we maybe even have like those little boom boxes, and you can, well, that was before Bluetooth was really a thing, but like for my old phone, I used to have a thing where I could just set my phone right in and it would plug in instead, and you could just play your music on there. Now we have Bluetooth for everything, so we don't really need that. But I digress. It's still like you need to buy new cables, you need to buy more wall outlets. And hell, even when you buy a new phone, it doesn't always come with a wall plug anymore either, which is bullshit.
Because Europe outlawed this cable. Europe said, enough of this bullshit, of this proprietary nonsense that everyone has to.
I haven't even heard of that, so I think that might be bullshit.
Use the same fucking cable, or else you can't make your product in other countries. So that's what
I don't think that's true. Is that actually true?
Well, we have to abide by that. So get rid of the Lightning and get USB-C. So that's funny, right? That finally you can use a USB.
Honestly,
cord
Phil doesn't even need a webcam anyway.
And also on all
like,
your other accessories, because apparently Apple already.
If he actually believed this was an actual podcast, why does he need his camera on? Why not just like kind of talk and have it actually be a podcast with maybe some logo on the screen? You don't need to have a face cam on, and no one wants to see his ugly ass face when he's playing games anyway.
Converted their iMacs and iPads and everything over to USB-C. This was the only holdout.
Yeah, his fucking office is such a mess, though. All those wires and everything.
You were gonna laugh your ass off. Are you ready for this? I can't even
Oh,
believe
I
that,
see.
but then I did.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
More, I believed it. Okay, hold on. I gotta find it. This is just tremendous bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So they announced all this yesterday. First of all, if you didn't know, after the event ended, okay? And by the way, just to clarify, these games that they're claiming are going to run on the iPhone won't be 60 frames on all models, only on the $1,300 model. On the iPhone Pro, which is only like the middle range model, these games will only run at 30 frames per second. They're saying that they will run at full 60 frames on like the max, top of the line, expensive model. So even if you buy an iPhone, you're not guaranteed to get good game performance, which is hilarious. But ladies and gentlemen,
like, who's really, like, okay, like, I might be the odd one out here, right? Maybe I am, but it's like, I don't do a whole lot of gaming on my phone. Okay, let me go through some of the games I have on my phone. They're all Weeb games. I have Genshin Impact, but I mostly play Genshin Impact on my PS5. I don't really play it on my phone. I only have it on my phone so I can log in and get the daily stuff, right? But if I'm actually going to sit down and actually play, I want a controller in my hand. Now, yes, you can link a controller up to your phone, but why am I going to do that when 9 times out of 10 I'm probably at home where I can just go on the computer on my big ass TV and do it? You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't really go a whole lot of places either, but I do go out to work and home, and sometimes I'll go to my family's house or whatever. But like, if I'm in the mood to play Genshin, I'm usually probably home or at work where I can't do it anyway. I got Tower Fantasy, but again, that's on console now on PC. Honkai Impact, again on PC. So there's very little games here that are only on the phone and not also on PC, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, exactly, no actual gamer is gonna like really super want to like only play a game on their phone unless the phone is the only option in order to do so, and they can't play anywhere else. I need a damn controller in my hand, and I don't really have a good way to like prop up my phone so I can like Bluetooth my controller onto it. Like, I don't have a good stand. I don't have a kickstand for my phone or anything like that.
I'm not kidding you. I wish
and I don't like playing games with touchscreens unless it's like an idle game where you don't have to actually touch it.
This morning announced the following.
Oh, now we can show. Oh, yeah,
The
like I can read that.
USB-C
Thanks, Phil.
to Lightning adapter. Do you know what this is? I know it's very blurry.
He still has the home button, though, so I'm pretty sure that's still iPhone 7.
Adapter. Are you ready for this?
Oh, but all of a sudden we can show our phones now?
Your
We can't show a WWE Champions account, though,
Lightning cable
on our phone. That would put my family in danger,
USB-C
guys.
To charge your new iPhone. So let's say, for example, you already own this Lightning cable because you have
Well, are you gonna get a new iPhone anyway? If not, shut the fuck up.
Now you buy a $30 adapter, okay, that you plug this cord into it, and at the end now is a USB-C dongle, and you could plug that into your new iPhone for $30. For $30.
Right, exactly. The phone version's never gonna look as good.
Oh, look, I don't need this cable anymore.
What the fuck is that? What? What is this, Phil? Look at this. How many different fucking sweet baby Jesus? How many different adapters are we have here? We have some giant ass brick that's like barely attached to a small little plug here. We have like 3 other like extension cord things here, and then you have your wall. What is this, Phil? What is this monstrosity? How? Like, I know he has a lot of wires in his fucking house, but Jesus Christ, he's gonna start a fire with this thing. Phil, no, stop that. I thought I had some wires. I don't have anything. Just get a power strip. Just get a normal ass fucking power strip, plug it into the wall, and then you can have like 3 or 4 different things plugged into the normal ass power strip. Why would you go and do like this mess of wires that you probably got from made in China somewhere? What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, is this why he told Kat she can't walk around barefoot in his house? Because it's literally just wires all over the place? I'm surprised he doesn't trip every time he gets off his chair. Jesus.
And buy a USB-C cable.
And if you remember correctly, you remember when he was in his Connecticut condo and he ripped the smoke alarm out of the ceiling? Oh, I don't need a smoke alarm, guys. If there's a fire, I'll be able to smell it and wake myself up in time to get to hop out the fucking window.
Into the fucking thing you already have.
The fuck?
Guess how much a USB-C cable costs? $5.
$5 a month.
Why the
you don't
fuck
have
would you buy a
$5 a month
dongle from Apple? You'd have to be an asshole. But that.
Yeah, why would you? You could just go and buy one. You don't have to get the Apple one.
Is that
as long as you check and make sure it's the right power for the
are so crazy for Apple products.
Look at that mess. Oh, let me plug this back in and throw it on the floor.
They will run out and say,
Jesus.
I need to get the name brand dongle. So let me go spend $30 on it instead of fucking spending $5 for a new cable. They will literally do that. It's like, why would you do that?
Because some people like have OCD, so some people would think, oh, if I'm getting the actual brand name Apple adapter, I know 100% that it's going to be the right power voltage for my phone. I don't have to guess and look to see what power voltage adapter I need, because just because they all fit, just because every single power adapter fits a USB-C does not mean it's all the same voltage, though. So it's like, yeah, if I buy the Apple one, that 100% guarantees that's going to be the right voltage for my phone and doesn't nuke my fucking phone. That's why, Phil. Or just because of OCD and they like, you love Apple, you keep buying shit from Apple even though it's overpriced.
Why are you so stupid? Right? I don't know. By the way, it looks like my white balance.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get some knockoff name brand, generic fucking name thing.
I'm looking way pale. I'm looking way too pale.
And it'll overheat and bust his phone because it's not the same voltage.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's what it was ridiculous.
Yeah, his setup is so fucked. Like, he's staring like at an angle, side-eyed with his TV that's straight in front of him if he's at it, tilting his chair at an angle. And then his keyboard's like way to the left of him, and his laptop's like almost behind him. And then his mic is like not in front of him, but to the left too. And it's like, and the other keyboard I think is to his right. It's so weird.
Ridiculous. They announced this as like,
Yeah, like, I know I'm not a professional video game streamer dude, and I haven't been doing this for 15 years or whatever. But like, I'm literally just streaming with 2 monitors on my desk. I'm not streaming a game, but if I was streaming a game, it would probably be a PC game. Or if I really wanted to, I could get a capture card, and my consoles and my TV are all behind me. So I would just get a capture card with a long HDMI cord and have the capture card connected to my consoles, and then just bring a long HDMI wire up to my computer that's across the room and just do that. And I would probably put the wire up along the wall so I don't trip on it, so it doesn't start a fire.
as if Apple isn't bad as well, right?
I don't really stream
It's
games.
just-
Not yet. I don't know if I even want to, honestly.
It just
but
blows my
it might be
mind.
fun every now and then. Most games I buy or play are on PS5, and I don't have a good
Pigroach
capture
says
card yet.
the new Cube plug that they're including with the Apple, the new iPhone is not USB, it's USB-C.
Yeah, that's insane
What
that he
you're
never
saying is
actually
it's a
shuts
2-ended
anything off.
USB-C cable.
Like, how do you never shut anything off? Like, right now, my PS5 is in rest mode because I paused it in the middle of a battle on Baldur's Gate 3 because I felt like in the mood to do a little stream really quick. So I hopped on and started getting stuff ready for my stream and had a drink and everything, and now I'm streaming. And when I'm done streaming this, I'm gonna go back and keep playing. But normally, if I'm done playing a game, those consoles can shut the fuck off. Well, with the exception of the Switch, because with the Switch you have to like hold down the power button like really hard, really long, I mean, in order for it to just shut off. So I usually just put that one in rest mode, but everything else gets shut off. Like my computer, I have it on a timer. So like I think after like 4 or 5 hours, it'll go into sleep mode. Now it's not technically shutting it off a lot, but it's better than just leaving it constantly on all the time.
So why are they doing that? That's what I mean. Like, you don't. If you buy the new iPhone,
Why do you do
literally
any of
don't
the
need to get
stupid
anything
shit
new.
you do,
All
Phil?
need to
It
do is
makes
replace
no
your
fucking sense.
Not fire. Your lightning cable with a USB-C cable in your existing adapter. It'll still work.
Oh, it's gonna
It'll still
start a
plug in and
fire,
charge your
though.
phone, okay. So what you're saying is, they have a new cube they're giving you with your iPhone, and you plug that into the wall, but it's a USB-C end, so you need a 2-ended USB-C cable. Why? Why are they doing that? Everything Apple does is nonsensical. Everything is spend more money, please. Please.
That's
just
the guy who has an
spending us More
iPhone.
money and more money and more
So
money.
get an
right?
Android next
So this
time
is
then,
absolutely
and shut
ludicrously
up.
Stupid. It really is. It's incredibly fucking
Like,
dumb.
why are you still why do you
anyway.
still have an Apple then? Why do you keep supporting them?
If you're interested,
That's the thing. He'll bitch and complain all this time, and yet still support the final product he's bitching about. It's like, if you have such a big issue with Apple or Android or anything, then just don't buy it and don't support them then. Like, he gives that advice all the time, but he never follows his own advice. There's no reason to get so butthurt or
an
upset
iPhone.
about this.
okay.
Like, exactly. Like,
You know,
how
this is all this news.
boring
I don't
is your
really
life
think
when you get
it's
this
too
worked up
special.
over
I don't
something
think
so
it's doing
small?
anything new that you need the new model, quite frankly. Like for me, my battery is absolutely terrible at this point. My battery barely lasts an hour, so I might be looking eventually
I
to
mean,
upgrade my
yeah,
phone.
I'm not going to be
It's dying
upset
so
if he
much.
buys himself a new phone
but
because that's an
if
old ass
you have
phone.
the
He
iPhone
probably does need to
14,
upgrade.
I can't imagine why you would want the 15. There's like no improvements. Do you want to really have your $1,500 or excuse me, your $1,300 phone run games and then overheat and burn out and now you're fucked? You have no phone.
Wait, what? Are you trying to say that if I got the brand new iPhone, I can't play any games on it at all? What are you talking about? Like, it's designed to be used and played all day. Like, yeah, maybe the battery will run out faster if you're playing a game as opposed to just calling a lot or being on social media or other apps, but like, it's not gonna blow up if you use
And everything
it.
else is the same, so
Like, why would you want the newest thing? I don't know. Why would you want the newest thing? I have this shitty old thing. I might want to upgrade to the brand new thing. That's usually how life works. That's how cars work, Bill. I'm driving my 2006 Ford Fusion. I would love to have a 2024 car. Preferably not Ford, though, because Ford sucks. But I had no choice. It was a hand-me-down, so I didn't get to choose the type of car I wanted. I digress. Yeah, I would love a brand new car, though. Why wouldn't I want the newest model? It makes no sense.
But anyway, what I was getting at was...
Yeah, I got a 2006. So, I got the money for a brand new car. I got way more than enough money for a brand new car. I'm gonna go with a 2010 model, though. I like that one better. No. I'm saying that from Phil's point of view because he has enough money to get any phone right off the bat. Obviously, me, I can't afford a brand new car. That's why I'm not getting a brand new car. And next vehicle I get probably isn't going to be brand new either.
Yesterday,
and I'm not dumb enough to lease a fucking BMW.
Press conference. Guess what happened? Their stock prices dropped. So I want you to think about that. You're supposed to have your
like I said, I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max and it still works perfectly fine. And I'm pretty sure my phone is now paid off because I'm on the Verizon and they do that 2-year payment plan thing. So my phone's been paid off for a little while, but I'm going to stick with this phone for a long time until they actually start fucking with the battery and forcing me to get a new phone. Because like every update they do kind of like fucks the battery up a little bit more kind of thing. At least that's what I heard. I don't know if that's actually true. I'm going to keep using my phone until it's like really obsolete or just battery just gets all fucked up or something.
Event where you announce all your new...
I don't go and buy every single update to every single phone. Like, oh, it's a year later, the new phone is out. No, I'm not doing that. Good,
and
I can't afford to do that.
Disliked it so much, the value of your company actually declined.
That's why I went from the iPhone 7 to the iPhone 12.
That's pretty bad. Right? That's really bad, actually. It's like basically people are directly telling you...
And yeah, this guy... Timmy Baxter. Fuck you, Timmy Baxter. But he has a point. Like, hold on. I thought I felt a burp coming. Guess not. Okay, so like, the main reason people upgrade is for bigger storage on their phones. Because as apps upgrade, as newer, like as Genshin Impact has a new update, right? Oh, that's another 5 gigabytes added to your phone space for the newest update. Or, oh, I want to take more videos. Well, that's more space going to your phone, taking up all your space. And before long, what sounded, when you first got your phone, 400... No, wait, how? Yeah. When I first got this phone, 400 gigs sounded like a lot of space. A lot of space. Yeah, man, I have 400 gigs. I could fit every single music that I have on here. I could download all the apps I wanted. Everything. It was like, yeah, and now I am constantly running out of space. I'm always having to delete games. Because these games are getting larger and larger and larger. And they have different updates. And the newest update for the phone is this big or that big. And I keep having to delete and back up my videos and my photos because, hey, they're taking up too much space. Hey, my ebooks that I have downloaded on my phone, they're taking up too much space. Because what at one point in time, 400 gigabytes for a phone was a lot of space. Now, not so much. Now they have, like Timmy said, 1 and 2 terabyte phones. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that kind of space for my phone, but I don't. So I'm like, that's probably why I'm going to upgrade whenever I do upgrade, is for space more than anything.
We're not interested in what you
But he doesn't even bring that up.
Completely off base. So, there you go. I got the drip go. I got the drip
there you go.
I got the drip go. I got the drip go. I got the drip go. I got the drip go. I got the drip go. It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
Nah, it's snowing out.
Snow Carl tipped $1 and is asking about, with my financial situation improving, will I put money into a retirement fund? Okay? Snow Carl, here's the deal.
Nope.
What I do is my own business, and you know that. And you know I'm not going to give you specific...
Fuck you, Carl.
All right? The good news is, yes, things have been a little better. And, you know, I'm in a
The
situation
bad news
where,
is, no,
yeah,
I'm
every
not.
once in a while, there's a couple dollars I can put some to the side or whatever. That's a good thing. But it's not.
That's not a retirement fund. That's money he's going to be blowing.
What I do with my money, therefore, mind your own business. But thank you for the $1 tip. Okay, I got another $1 tip. Listen to this. Drake is the type of guy to slap someone in the face after a world-threatening adventure and then say that's for almost getting us all killed and then kiss him. And say,
yeah, at least he knows how to bait him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't approve of people giving him any money whatsoever. You can bait him well enough without giving him any money. But if you're going to bait him, at least Snow Carl does a pretty good job.
I got a $1 tip from Snow Carl talking about romance options in Starfield. I don't know about them. I'm not doing them. I don't.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm happily married, guys.
I'm not even at a point in the game where it would even be a consideration. You know what I mean? Like, you would think.
Oh, DSP's gonna die on stream. He's either gonna die on stream or he's gonna die sleeping.
You spent, I mean, a ton of time.
But he's never gonna be able to retire.
Tons of conversations with, probably done companion.
And that's not because of us. That's because he can't save up for retirement. He could have retired years and years ago. He could be like sitting pretty like Keemstar is right now if he wanted to. He's had more money than half of us will ever see in our lifetime. I'll never see the kind of money DSP's accumulated over his lifetime. And he wasted it all. He has nothing to show for it whatsoever.
I haven't done any of that, right? In fact, at the end of yesterday's stream, I finally got Barrett to be my follower.
If I had the money he did, I would not be working right now. I'd be all set. I'd be like have retirement. I'd have stuff invested. And yeah, I would probably have a better house. I would actually own a house. I wouldn't be renting. That's for damn sure. He doesn't even own his house. He's still paying mortgage on his house. Condo. It's technically a condo, but still, it's like he doesn't even own his fucking house. All he owns is a car. That's it.
Barrett will actually be following me along with all my questing today, and we'll see.
And I guarantee you, he's tapped his parents for so much for so long. They probably don't even have a big, not pension plan, a big amount of money that they're gonna leave to Phil when they die. They're probably hardly gonna have any money left to give him when they die.
Goes. But before then,
he's gonna be so pissed off when he doesn't receive a whole lot of money from them because he's already begged and took all their money before.
Silent. Now Sarah was the opposite. Sarah was chatty as shit, but then she got pissed at me at one point and wouldn't talk to me. I think now she's okay, but I never went back to having her as my follower. So I don't really know how it works, nor am I really caring so much about it. It's not that.
Oh, you pissed Sarah off? Took me a while to remember what he was talking about.
I received a $2 tip.
Yeah, Romance Barrett.
From Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. I'm better than the original Snow Carl. I've got more content in my version and balance updates. Well, there you go. It's just a fact, right? It's just factual. Thank you for that. All right, so
this is 14 minutes
funny.
long.
My cat was going crazy in the hallway. He was meowing like crazy. Meow, 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 meow. So my wife and I were like talking to him and seeing what he was up to. Very silly guy. All right. Anyway, hold on. Stupid YouTube. Okay. All right, we're about to get started, everybody, with Starfield for the day. Your daily dose of Starfield exploration and galactic fun. We are going to continue on with the... hold on.
Like, Starfield is fun and everything, but
they haven't as of yet,
it's not Game of the Year. I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Is it, dude, another fake 672? How many are there today? I know you're not the real one. By the way, I just received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. It actually came in early today. So, thank you, 1 Minute Man. Let's get that up on the leaderboard.
I like calling it Garfield.
Side here.
Oh, Garfield, Starfield, same thing. Snortfield.
But they really do have the gourmet chunk stays, right?
I'm glad you joined Constellation.
Flirt? We literally just had like one conversation with the guy. Flirt with him. Just that natural romance, let me tell you guys. How long have you been in Constellation?
A long time. We should talk about it someday. I'd need to get some tea going for that chat, though.
All right, just say thank you, Barry.
Just figured I'd mention it, since we haven't had much
You want
time
to talk about
chat
how you
before.
naturally don't develop a
You know,
relationship? It's
being a
one
member of
conversation. That
Constellation
doesn't
has
happen.
given me a lot of opportunities and a fair bit of stress.
It's a game, Phil. What do you expect?
Oh, here we go. Who's Irvin?
You need to start the
Donnie was my husband.
Wait. Phil. Have you never flirted with anyone before? Like, you know, naturally, like men, women, men, whatever you're into. Like, you need to let the other person that you're interested in, you need to let them know in some way that you're interested in them, right? So usually you would flirt with them a little bit, kind of give them some kind of signal showing, hey, I might kind of like you a little bit. I hope you get that information. Like, hey, sexy. Like, not obviously outright, but it's like, but it's like, I'm not good at flirting. Oh, I'll be the first to admit it. But like, that's how you like start romances, Phil. If you're interested in someone and they appear to be interested in you, you kind of have to drop some hints there so that they know that you're interested in them. You know what I mean? So yeah, usually you kind of tend to start romances by flirting with people. That's kind of how humans
He was
work.
also a brilliant biologist who joined Constellation a couple of years
Why do you just
before
like
me.
that?
Yeah, so he's gone now. I remember his bright smiles when I returned from my trips. Wow, more brilliant than any star.
Why did he dislike me asking if he didn't want to talk
Yeah,
about it,
he
just
just
said, "I wanna
uses
talk
her
about it."
as like
Why
an
would it rank
excuse
against
to
you for
do
asking
things.
him about his
or
personal
say things.
background when you're supposed to get to know your crew members? That didn't make any sense at all, right? That's really stupid. He should have been like, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, that's fine. Here, I hope I'm not stirring up bad memories for you.
It's not you, Captain. It's just been on my mind. I can't say why.
Whoa,
Everything
he's
gone
desynced.
for over 20 years. Strange
Now he's
things
synced again. He was
pop up
desynced
when
for a
least
second.
expected.
That was really weird.
Yeah, because it's
Maybe
Bethesda.
they changed his
Like,
dialogue or something. Yeah. If you want to talk about it, I'm here for you.
Oh, I've been giving myself
He
nothing
liked
but
that.
space and time for years. But maybe it's time for me to really think about it. Well, maybe I'll take you up on that offer later on, Captain. I need some time to think about things. On that note, I think I'd do well to distract myself with a little adventure for a bit.
So his husband died, which is kind of fucked up, I guess. I mean, obviously, it's fucked up. Hopefully he'll, I want to get to know the major crew members. Like, Lynn had that fun discussion and then never talked about it ever again. And then she doesn't even say anything. So hopefully certain crew members will be better than others. That's what I'm hoping, okay?
And he probably doesn't even know that there's like a lot of other crew members that you can go to different planets and recruit. He's just accumulating the bare bones crew members that like automatically come with you for the story mode stuff, like the main story mode stuff. Like, there is this girl, I think her name was Mariko, like, or Nariko, like someone, I can't remember her fucking name. But she was pretty cool, and I picked her up from one of the spaceports in New Atlantis, I think, actually. You go to, and like, you can actually talk to, like, in the bars or in the spaceports, there's like named companions with backstories and stuff. You got to pay money to recruit them, but once you recruit them, they'll be in your crew for the rest of the game. And he doesn't know that, so he's only picking up these companions that the game forces you to have. Like, and there's some cool, like, named characters that have their own backstories and shit like that you can go and recruit, and they're actually pretty cool.
So,
far more entertaining than probably the bare bones ones they give you.
2 more hours to go, Starfield. Looks like we're on our way, making big progress with the Freestar Collective. If you're enjoying the stream, please support it in some way. Remember, my goals for this week were to hit 600 members. We've done that. The other goal is to hit a tier 1 tip skull at least one of my 2 streams a
Yeah,
day.
he uses
Right now,
her as a
we're at
filter to
32
say what he
bucks, so
really
we're well
wants
on
to
our
say.
way.
It's like, well, don't get mad at me. My wife said that.
You saw that, right? We're well on our way to hitting that tier 1 tip skull. If you could support the stream with some tips today, that would be super.
Oh, more begging. Gotta love it.
Membership, gift a membership tip, or a like on the stream. Please support in some way. All right, let's continue.
You see how fast and easy he says that? It's so rehearsed. Phil, if you're... Oh my my god, he's doing this so bad. Look at this. Like, if you're in a firefight in space, in Starfield, you don't need to fly far, so you should minus these shield things to increase your attacks, increase your lasers and your weapons, so you can shoot better. And look how low these things are. Holy crap, what, is he flying the base ship? I don't know how far he is in this game, but he's fighting a level 14. He should have better ship parts than this. Is he literally just playing the base, like, with bare bone components of the first 19? I hope that's been down from being shot at and not what his shields are. Holy shit, he's doing so bad.
Try to get their shields down.
You're gonna die.
Whoa, what happened?
You died.
I died? What happened?
Another ship was shooting at you, dumbass. And you weren't healing your hull.
I had shields.
What happened? No, you didn't. You weren't paying attention to your shields are gone. Heal your hull. Why are you just ramming into it like this? What are you doing? Yeah, he's just using the Mantis, and he just upgraded the Mantis a little bit, but
see, I keep thinking
his stats aren't very good.
And the other one scoots around and kills me. It looks like I have to do this a million times till I get lucky and I separate the two, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Or you could just be better and upgrade your actual ship.
Look, the shields are already buffed.
Like, his ship is so bad. Like, I retrofitted the Mantis to be really fucking good. Actually, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just starting, man. I can't even get away. See, I'm trying to lure one after me, but I'm already getting fucked up. I can't get away from them. I'm trying to, like, boost away, and I can't. I'm about to die. What am I going to do? I can't outrun them.
Alright.
I can't. You can't do anything. This is really...
You just can't do anything, dude. I don't know. 1 second. I actually want to show you guys my ship, because I think I have a video of it. So let me pull this up. Let me switch from window capture to display capture. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to enlarge this and lower the volume. And I can show you guys my ship that I've been working on. And I am not as far in the game as he is. So this was the original Mantis. And I fucking customized the hell out of this. And took a few iterations for me to get the design I like. But look at, like, compare... Hold on. Compare, like, oh, it's not even in the right spot. I'm not going to bother that. But compare, like, my shield settings and my weapon settings of how high these are compared to what his is. And he was, like, way farther in the game than I was. I wonder if I can actually increase the speed of it. So it's not so it's faster. I don't want to actually... I'm actually kind of pleased with how this actually turned out. For just upgrading a free ship that you get that isn't super amazing, but... And I added multiple different hulls. Not hulls, but the different, like, compartments. So you got the crew quarters. You got... This is the workshop part. Then you just hop up there. If you can. There's Barrett. We ignore him. That's the weaponry. The armory. This is the command center. That's the captain's quarters here. And did you know that, like, there are different compartments? So it's like based on the company for the different compartments that you buy, they all look differently. So it's like Yeah, the command center. This is the room's the command center, and like if you buy it from, I don't remember the actual names of them, Strickland, whatever the heck that thing is. It's gonna look like this. Deimos is gonna look different. Like all of them look different. And that's just the cockpit, but yeah. But it's just fun to customize your ship and make it look cool and shit, you know? It's like, well, who would want to do this? I do. It's more fun to customize your own damn ship and do all that. But
Really stupid. Again, I told you the space combat sucks ass.
It's just a lot of fun.
To understand, you really need to like over level your ship to do space combat effectively in this game.
But yeah, his shields, his weapons, they're all really low, and then he wonders why he's getting blown up every 5 seconds. He hasn't edited the actual Mantis at all. He's just using it bare bones. And then he's like, yeah, you gotta upgrade it. You gotta buy new parts. More hull, better shields. He's probably using the base shields that you first get with it. I'm like, of course he's gonna...
back, right? If we leave and we go try to upgrade at any spaceport, right? We could do that.
Oh, now you want to upgrade?
We have to go.
Yeah, he's using the Mantis armor, of course, too. Which is okay for a starter one. At this point, he probably would have found better. Should have found better.
I hate the star map. The star map is atrociously bad in this game.
It's not that bad. You can get used to it pretty easily.
Right?
Where are you trying to go?
Look how bad this is. I can't even get it to go where I want. Fucking go over here.
Because you're an idiot?
I'm doing it. Modify.
Oh, he's gonna get so... He does not know what he's doing here. Yeah, look how small this is. He's using the bare bones Mantis, right? Which looks really cool, but it doesn't give you a whole lot.
Insanely souped up my ship. It should have, like, all stats should now be massively upgraded, right? The weapons, everything is all massively upgraded now.
Are you sure about that?
Yep, autocannons, big-ass missile launcher, puffed up engine, correct? I am correct, right? We did all of this.
The engine isn't that crucial for fighting in battle.
I just bought all of that. I'm not mistaken. I just bought it all, right? Did it work?
What do you mean, did it work?
It didn't work. It didn't buy anything. What the fuck? What did I just do?
What can I do for you?
I literally just told it to do it. It didn't do anything.
Sure.
Oh, he didn't confirm it.
It's so stupid.
He exited out of it and didn't confirm it.
I bought the best one. I want this. Okay, I selected it. It's selected. I want this.
Now, when you hit back, it's gonna make you confirm it. Or he doesn't have the money.
Okay, I want the best missile. What's
I wish this wasn't here so I could actually see what he's doing wrong, but I think he just doesn't have the money for it.
The other best engine.
Look how much money it's costing you, Phil.
How do I buy it? I hit exit. Accept A.
Yes.
Okay, it did it, right? That's what I did before. So now everything should be equipped. We have an auto electron beam. We have a better engine, right? Everything should be better now, correct? It better because they took all my credits, right?
Wrong!
So, yeah, they took a ton of my credits, so now my ship should be upgraded.
And still get your ass kicked. Does he not know how to heal his hull?
Like nothing. So I'm doing way more damage. I am with these upgrades, but my shields are terrible, and they didn't give me an option.
He doesn't know how to heal his hull, I don't think.
The vendor. So,
because there are different vendors you can go to, different planets and different systems, Phil. You go to different planets to see what that vendor has available. If that vendor doesn't have what you need, you go to a different planet and get the vendor from there. You can look this up in 2 seconds on your phone, Phil. Like, hey, where do I go to get the best shield system so far or something? And you can find it.
No, I flew past them because I had to shoot the other one. I'm not going to stand there in front of two of them at the same time.
Yeah, it makes me sad because it's like, well, not that sad because they chose to watch him, but it's like, and like, how many good games he played that, like, because he plays, like, every game he ever played, he makes those games look like utter shit. Every single fucking game he plays looks like shit when he plays it. So how many people actually legitimately decided against buying a game because it looked bad because Phil was actually playing it? That's the tragedy right there. It's like, yeah, Divinity 2 was a fucking amazing game. I started playing Divinity 2 because he did. Because despite him failing at the game time and time again, I saw that the game itself was actually a good game and looked really fun. And I got it because of that. But most people are like gonna believe him for some reason. Well, most of his fans are gonna believe him and his shit takes, because every single opinion Phil has is wrong. 99% of the time, his opinions are wrong.
So my weapons do way more damage. That's great.
My games,
but now I need to survive.
And overall,
the tombstone.
As well, right?
What do you want on your tombstone? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Chat is dead quiet. I don't know why people are not talking. We have around 300 people on the stream.
Chat, you're not talking enough. You gotta talk to me all the time about what I'm doing in this exciting gameplay I'm doing.
I'm learning the new systems. I'm trying, I'm trying to make it entertaining. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Exactly. They literally used him as an example for God of War.
Is that true? The chat is not working right for people. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's why they're not talking to you, Phil. That's acting wonky.
Who are interacting. My apologies. That it seems like a lot of people.
Better fucking talk to me, chat.
And watching. All right, that's cool.
Don't take this out of context.
You're having a good time. We're in our last hour of the stream, guys. It would be great to get some support right now. We got $2 in super chats, 5 give the memberships from the pre-stream, and $32 in tips from the
wish I had the injured cold sound clip right now.
Remember what my goals are this week. My goal is to
hit watching chat, you fucking assholes.
I don't know if we're gonna do it on Street Fighter tonight. So it would be great with only 18 bucks to go. If you're liking the stream, if you could support it in some way, tipping would be a great way to help out. Okay? Fair enough? All right, let's continue.
No, it's not fair enough.
All right, guys, we're doing. Oh, by the way, tip came in. Oh, I should probably tip it right now. Tip it right now. I should probably shout it out right now. I received an $18 tip.
Yeah, tip it back.
From 6.72 minute dumper. The 6 minute and 72 second dumper. How? Okay. Well, it's the first time we're playing at 10.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back.
Oh, damn it, Duty. I'm not gonna watch you talk about stuff. I thought it was a clip.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I could steal your content by doing that.
Now, what we should do is transition into my very fan-favorite segment that we do every week that we like to call Phil's Day Off. In this segment, I will tell you about what...
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to Phil's Day Off tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be so good.
During my day off from streaming. Or was it?
He really is such a narcissist, you know? He really thinks people care so much.
Let's talk about that.
About his day off, when the only reason people care about his day off is because he bitches and complains about every fucking thing. And he goes Karen mode 9 times out of 10.
Was my day off from streaming.
He's the biggest fucking Karen.
Unlike last week where I had a very busy week, full of tons of things that I needed to do, and that my wife and I had appointments, we were going out. I did have one appointment, but it was a minor one. And outside of that, I had a lot of errands and things to run. All right? So it wasn't a crazy day where we had to be out
What
all
are
day
all these
like
errands you talking about anyway? You always say, oh, I have so many errands to run.
Grocery shopping. Oh, by the way, this was a really
So even on his days off, he doesn't even spend any time with Kat. You know what I mean?
This week when I went grocery shopping, just listen to this. I went grocery shopping with the entire chorus line of the Radio City Rockettes. You know, the New York City, they have the big
and the lame-ass
show
joke
they do every year. I was there with the entire chorus, and we were in arm, and we were walking through the supermarket together, and we were doing the can-can kicks. Like, dun, 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 but no one was there to see me for some reason. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because there's idiots out there who claim that they're stalking me and saying dumb shit about me every week. It's complete bullshit. But, nonsensical stuff like that. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's why you said that joke. It makes so much sense.
I ran some errands, got some pet supplies, stuff like that. Nothing too major or anything like that. Actually, my wife and I did a bunch of cleaning in the house yesterday. There was a few things we wanted to get done and clean up a little bit, and we did. It was a more relaxed day, for sure, which was nice. So when we decided to order food, we didn't know what we wanted to get. And basically,
yeah, right.
my wife's like, let's do something different.
Okay, I don't know if that's true, Exile.
From somewhere we never tried before. So she's looking and she's like, oh, what about this place? It's supposed to be like a Szechuan Chinese place, and we've never ordered from it before. Okay, so I ordered.
Like the hardest thing these people have to do in their lives is pick where they're gonna have to eat today.
and we also ordered
where they're gonna
an
go out to eat
appetizer
this
that's
day or
supposed to
that
be
day.
like-
That's the hardest
I
thing
forget what
they
it's
have
called,
to do.
but I guess it's supposed to be a traditional Chinese dish where it's like pancakes or potato pancakes with green.
I'm
onion
running
in them, and
errands
cut it
around
up
the
into, like,
house,
fours, and
aka
dip it in, like,
doing
soy sauce,
dishes,
like an
aka
appetizer.
doing
Okay.
laundry,
So we
aka
ordered this, right?
sweeping. That's
So
just
the food
called
shows up, and
chores.
the first thing we notice is that
Yeah,
the
I'm
food
cleaning
has
the house.
drip and seeds
Just say
in the
that.
bag. The bag is full of sauce. So immediately when you get delivery and you see that, you know that this place sucks. Seriously, like that's the first indication. If they
place
don't
is
even
full
know
of
how to
sauce. What
package
the
their food,
fuck?
that it doesn't create a
Oh,
giant
Karen's
mess
coming
situation on
out.
the way to be delivered, they obviously don't know what they're doing and they're not a very good restaurant, right? So we get the food out, and what my
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. DSP is one of those old boomers who loves to leave negative reviews on Yelp and shit like that. At like Yellow Pages, Yelp, all those like, how are we doing? Rate our service. And he loves finding reasons to give negative reviews to any company ever. Like, most companies could care less about your opinion or your review on their fucking like website or Yelp or whatever, right? But they still give the option to let customers vent or whatever, right? But it's like, well, first off, this was wrong and this was wrong. Like he thinks he's making a difference in that company by trying to like, oh, well, actually, this like, blah, 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 like, and yeah, he like expects 5-star service from like a fast
the one
food
that
joint.
leaked
It's
everywhere.
insane.
So
It's
I gotta
crazy.
put down like freaking paper towels all over our table so it doesn't go all over the place. And so we put the containers
Or it's
down.
like, okay,
The
it's
first
not
thing we
fast
noticed
food, but
is
it's
that the
still like
appetizer is
not a
tiny little
high-end
container like this, and
restaurant.
we're like, that's supposed to be like a full-size appetizer for multiple.
And again, 99% of these complaints could go away if he just drove down the fucking street and picked it up himself, right? Like, he is paying twice as much for this food because he is too goddamn lazy to drive down the street and pick it up.
We opened it up.
Like, it's crazy,
And
man.
It's like the most skimpy thing you've ever seen. First of all, you think, oh, potato pancakes.
I
with
refuse to DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of that shit. Like, no, like, I live right down the street from all these restaurants. I'll just go through the drive-thru or go and pick it up. Or maybe I'll go on their website to order it online so it's ready when I drive over there and pick it up. I'm not going to pay twice as much or extra money just to have someone deliver it, you know? Maybe pizza once in a while, but that's
scallion or
rare.
green onion, it'll be
Because
crispy.
usually I'll just go
They
and
are
pick up the pizza
completely
myself
rubbery and
either.
soggy. You can tell these were probably made earlier in the day in a big batch, and they probably just threw
God,
it
I
in the
could go for
microwave.
some pizza right
Okay?
about now, too.
Taste one,
Ah.
completely gross flavor. You cannot taste green onion at all. All
Actually,
you
I think
taste
I have a
is
microwavable
weird
pizza I could
dough
probably
flavor,
make.
and it tastes very odd. Like there's some preservative or something in there. It just tastes really, really weird. So
It's
immediately
not
you're like, well,
delivery,
that's
it's
gonna taste
DiGiorno.
disgusting. We're not
Hey.
gonna eat those, right? And by the way, it's tiny. It's like really small little things. The picture they show when you're ordering makes it look like it's giant wedges. It's not. They're tiny.
You mean they lied? You mean it's enlarged to show detail on the images on the menu? Never. No restaurant has ever done something like
Like this
that.
small.
Every restaurant does that, Phil. Is anyone so stupid that they look up and see the immaculate, beautiful Big Mac on the menu, like when they're ordering, and then they complain when they get this sloppy mess of a Big Mac that's leaking sauce all over the place? Like, were you actually expecting the burger to look exactly like the Big Mac on the menu? No, no one's that stupid. Like, obviously, the menu items are going to look way better than the actual food
wedges.
you
Like,
receive.
what the hell is this? So it's
Holy
complete junk,
shit.
Okay. Then we try to eat our main courses.
Well, it didn't look like the menu
It's the most
items, so
bland
I'm
food we've
returning
eaten
this.
in
I want
years.
my
Seriously.
food back.
This thing is
He is
devoid
the
of flavor. All you can taste is a little bit
most
of salt. and that's about
non-human
it.
person
My wife
I've
had
ever
cashew
seen.
Chicken. That's supposed to have a savoriness mixed with a sweetness. All you can taste is salt. Mine is supposed.
And then he loves to pretend he's some fucking gourmand, and he knows exactly what. Oh, this is supposed to taste like this, and this. Like, your palate is so fucked up. The nice pause face here, Jesus Christ. But his palate is so fucked from all these years and all the drinking and everything. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Everything probably tastes like shit to him because he's drunk so much.
be this black bean and
that
pepper
nothing
chicken.
really tastes
There is
right
no
anymore.
pepper flavor whatsoever. There's no bean flavor whatsoever. It's just the same exact sauce that was in my wife's food. It's not good at all. The only flavor you could taste, like you taste a little bit of
Why would there
onion
be
and a little
pepper
bit of
sauce
'cause there's
for-
green and red peppers in there. The chicken is completely flavorless and bland, and it's just gross.
Wait, what kind of
And like,
chicken
wow,
did you
what
say
a
again?
disappointment that we decided to order out, for our day off and just try something different. Not one of
You always order out. How is ordering out this time different from every other day of the week, Phil? It's not like you actually go anywhere and eat. It's not like you even go and pick it up yourself. You always order something, Phil. You're never actually making any food. Or you claim you made, like, oh, Cat made this, Cat. But he doesn't even do that anymore. He doesn't even say, like, oh, Cat made this or this anymore. It's like, so it's clear she's not even making food anymore. They always go out to eat. That's where all his money is going.
The thing is, out here,
to fatten up his wife.
There's a lot of Asian food, but mostly it's Japanese, including sushi, teriyaki.
I'm surprised he's not fatter than the way he is, but he probably just burns. He burns so many calories by rocking back and forth and shaking like he's having a fucking seizure. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe this is like the new exercise diet fad that we just never knew about. All you have to do is act like you're having a fucking stroke, and you burn so many calories just shaking and tilting back and forth in the mic. You gotta do this all the time. It's like you're riding a roller coaster, but in your own chair. And look at him burning all the fucking calories. Like, maybe that's why he's not fat. It's because he's literally just like, literally making all these micro movements all the time from shaking and shaking his leg and all this crazy shit.
A lot of Vietnamese food, like pho places and other stuff. Or actually, it's pho, right?
Meanwhile, Cat's just sitting there like on a
there's
beanbag chair
so many
playing
cuisines that are Asian cuisines. Indian food is huge out here too, but there's not a lot of Chinese food, and I think that's why. Like, I guess there's not much of a Chinese population out here.
Rocking forward and backwards as it is, and now it's side to side.
Meal, and it's absolutely.
You can see his leg is jittering up and down. He's constantly touching his face.
It was a complete ripoff.
And I guarantee you, even when he's sleeping, he's moving around a lot too. Like, this man, his body never stops moving. So, like, and then he's like, well, look how thin I am. I'm like, yeah, because you're a neurotic mess. It's like your body's a vibrator. Honestly, I'm surprised Leanna left you. Like, the sex must have been great because you just shake it all the time. Like, I don't want to imagine that, but like, what the fuck?
I'll never order from there again.
He is a battery-operated boyfriend at this point, but he doesn't like doing it. So
basically, my wife wanted to play some Starfield. It's our day off. It's the game she's been playing now for almost 2 weeks. She loves Starfield, although, admittedly, she doesn't like all of it. She really doesn't like the space combat. Even having an improved ship, because she has a much better ship than I do, she still doesn't like the space combat. And she has all these abilities to disarm and disable ships and stuff, and she doesn't like it either. She's like,
so if both of us don't like the space combat in the game, it must be a bad game because neither of us like it.
There's other things, like her game has crashed. I think she started counting at least 10 times since she was playing.
The butt plug diet. I've been on that. That's always a great one.
Bethesda, in this day, they're still pumping out new games that aren't polished at all.
Oh my gosh.
She's coming against game bugs and game crashes. And that's driving her nuts. She still loves the game. She's way ahead.
What if, though? Like, what if him and Kat are, like, crazy, kinky, like, crazy in bed or some crazy shit, and then he acts like such a prude online when, like, maybe he does have one in, and she's, like, over there with a remote or something. He's like, as he's tilting back. There's no way.
Multiple faction quest lines.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't want to put that image in.
Okay, so she's like, I just want to play for a little bit. And I said, all right, well, I mean, I can go upstairs and, like, take a nap, but, I mean, maybe I'll do something productive. And I was thinking in my head, man,
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I would rather order DoorDash than eat her cooking, too, probably. We've seen some of the food that she cooked, I think.
Because I know that I'm not going to be...
When he was doing those marathons, he showed some of the food, I think, when she was cooking, or claimed to have
Street Fighter at least for another week or 2 weeks. I don't know yet. Maybe I should just play some Street Fighter.
But she's probably not very good at cooking at all.
It'll be a couple of hours, and then after that, we'll relax together. After, we'll watch some TV or whatever. All right, fine. So that's what we did. So I came up here and I did an impromptu stream of Street Fighter 6 last night, which blew everyone away. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
I'd rather have McDonald's or Taco Bell over her cooking. And I'm not the best cook either. I will be the first to admit it. I'm not the best cook.
I got the drip go. I got the drip go.
I can still make food that's edible.
So what do you want me to do?
Might be a little overseasoned or underseasoned, but still more edible than shit so she probably makes.
This is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids. All right, interesting. Good start. Let's continue. What's next?
You should
Oh,
really start
Lord.
using a credit card. It's the financially responsible thing to do. The world, according to John.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to be a parody video?
Hello and welcome to The World According to John. My name is Jonathan Paula. On today's episode, we're going to talk about financial responsibility, specifically the debate between credit cards and debit cards. Now, for the uninitiated, a debit or credit card is a small plastic card you hold in your wallet and bring to a store in exchange for goods or services.
Who doesn't know
Now,
what a
as to the
debit or
difference
credit
as to how
card
these
is?
cards actually operate, it's
What's the
real
difference?
simple. A debit card, you swipe it at the store, say you're buying a $500 TV, that $500 is deducted immediately from your checking account, meaning money you already have stored in the bank. If you don't have that money available, well then the purchase will either not go through or it'll deduct more money than you have and you'll get charged an overdraft fee. Whereas a credit card is
Correct.
based on a credit limit. I could have, say, a $20,000 limit on my credit card, meaning I can spend up to that amount before I get any fees.
wish I had a
or overdraft
$20,000
charges.
credit
So I can
limit.
buy that
A
five-
$20,000 limit on your credit card. Holy shit. Like, you must have really good credit to have a $20,000 limit on your credit card.
$100 TV or a $5,000 TV and not worry about it. But in 1 month's time, then I have to pay for it. And if I don't pay it off in full, that's when you start getting fees and interest, etc. But in the long run, a credit card allows you to buy more and do a lot more with it. In fact, there's
I
no-
don't know. Like, I'll be the first to admit I also have some spending issues. It's not as bad as Phil. It's definitely not as bad as Phil. I do not owe thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, altogether, I think my debt is like $700. It's not insane. I will say that. And I've gotten better at it over time because I'm trying to correct myself on it. But I know enough about myself that I can't have an actual credit card anytime, because when I have an actual credit card, it's like burning a hole in my pocket. So I only have my debit card, and I like using my debit card because it's set up in a way where it's like, if there's not enough money on there, the transaction just does not go through. So I don't get overdraft protection. And if I have an actual credit card on me, I'm probably going to use it for stupid shit that I probably don't really need, instead of like saving it in case of emergency or something, you know? And I'm working on that. I admit I have an issue with it, and I'm working on it, and I'm better at it. But at the same time, I don't trust my own self with a credit card yet, so I
real
don't like
argument or
using
debate
credit
here.
cards.
A credit card is better than a debit card.
'Cause I've gotten
every
in
way
trouble
one thing
before
can be
because
better
of
than
credit
another thing.
cards.
And yet, I still keep running into people who swear by their debit cards and refuse to get a credit card. And this perplexes me. So I'm going to
So
explain
maybe
why
this
credit
guy will
cards are
change my
definitely the way to
mind.
go.
All right.
First,
From a credit perspective, okay, and for someone who's
Oh
had
my God.
many credit problems.
I
and
want to
financial
hear
problems,
his perspective,
the
not
credit card
Phil's.
has so many benefits. It's absolutely correct. For example, a credit card usually will allow you to have protections for
So-
fraud. A credit
So why don't you finish watching the actual video first and then
card will
react
usually
to
have
it?
some kind of a incentive to use it, like a rewards program where you can earn points, or you can actually earn credit towards the card. That's like free money. There's some credit cards are like, if you spend a certain amount of money in a certain
Wow, that's telling. Oh, it's like it's free money, guys. Well, not really, because you still have to spend and buy shit in order to get that money. So it's like, it's a perk, sure, but it's not free money, because you're still spending money to make money. Yeah, like, yeah, that's kind of how businesses work, sure, but it's not free money.
amount of time, you get
And like, yeah, you can also have cards that like give you flight miles or something, or points for like a trip or something.
loyalty points, and then you can use it to pay your balance off. You could use it to get like frequent flyer miles. If you fly a lot, you buy a lot of plane tickets, you can earn like free promotional credits in that way. Okay, so there
Which is
absolutely
clear you
positively are great benefits to having a credit card. But the catch is, you have to be completely financially responsible. You have to be in a situation where you know you
Which
can pay
you're
down that
definitely
debt.
not. I'm definitely not. I'll be the first to admit I'm not financially responsible yet. And if I'm not, you're definitely
Balance,
not.
and
So
not have it just constantly accruing interest every month. If you don't pay it off in full every month, what you spend, that is, it's going to accrue interest, and then you're going to have to pay a lot of money on it. And what ends up happening
exactly, and then you get fucked because you're always paying the minimum payment because you can't afford to pay off all the way, and you can't afford to pay bigger chunks of it off sometimes. So you're always paying the minimum payment, and it never actually gets paid off, which is why I got in trouble in the past because
you
of
get
it.
that exponential
So don't
interest
do
where
it
every month it just
unless you're
recalculates on itself,
actually
recalculates on itself, it becomes
disciplined
more and
enough.
more. Your minimum payments go up and up and up, and that's where you get into trouble.
Yeah, all that
you know?
like crazy. Like he was such a fucking hoarder. Like he would buy
That's the
all
problem,
this stupid
If
shit that he
everyone
didn't
was
need.
financially responsible,
And he really
and if
doesn't even have that anymore to even show for it. At least he'll be like, hey, look, I bought all this stuff for the money. He doesn't even have that. Which, I mean, it's probably a good thing because he
would
probably
absolutely
broke
be
most of it.
guaranteed that they were going to pay
Now
off
we
their
try
credit
to
card
sell
every
a lot
single
of the
month.
statues.
The credit cards are better. The problem is there's risk. There's this risk involved. With a debit card, there's zero risk. If you don't have the money, you can't make the purchase. So There you go. With the
Which
credit
I
card,
like
you're gonna
that.
make the purchase, but then you have to deal with the repercussions.
I
of
like
having
that
made
it's
that
zero
purchase later.
risk.
If you had all that buying power, right? Let's say you have, I don't know, a $2,000 credit card, correct? And you're going.
Oh, look at that voice squeak there.
All right. Now you know you shouldn't be spending that much money. Maybe you should only be spending about $100 today on clothes. But you have the $2,000 credit card, and you just happen to see a jacket that's $250 and it looks amazing. Are you not tempted to buy it on the credit card because you know you can buy it? Now, you know that you shouldn't buy it because you can't afford to make that payment this month, but you could buy it and then pay it slowly, but then there's interest. You see? There's the temptation and there's responsibility. And that's the
Yeah, you
problem.
really
Most
did,
people who
though.
get credit cards, sadly, don't really have that level of responsibility. They overspend.
Like, to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous of Phil's Blu-ray collection that he used to have, because I, for one, am a big proponent for physical media. I don't like buying Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that. I'd rather own the physical movie, the physical TV show on a Blu-ray, on a DVD, preferably Blu-ray, but sorry, I thought I heard something. But I would rather own the physical media, you know? So I am a little bit jealous of what his Blu-ray collection used to look like. But at the same time, it's Phil, so his tastes were probably terrible. But, like, if it was me and I had that kind of disposable income at the time, yeah, I probably would have bought quite a few anime DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever. I wouldn't have spent all my money on it. That was, like, one of the more, like, understandable things he bought was, like, some of those
And then they
Blu-rays.
can't pay it off over time, and then they end up in bad financial problems. So that's the catch. Are there tons of benefits to having a credit card? Absolutely there are. But at the same time, it's a trick that you have
And it's like, yeah, because that's like, what did he do with those Blu-rays and DVDs? Because you can't really sell those anymore unless it's rare. Because there are, believe it or not, there are some Blu-rays or DVDs that are out of print now that you can't find anymore, especially when it comes to anime stuff. Like, oh, you can't buy, like, I don't know what, just as an example, because I don't know if this is actually true or not, but, like, let's say, oh, you can't buy the first couple Dragon Ball Z seasons on Blu-ray anymore. They're sold out. They're out of print now, right? Then you go on eBay and they're actually fetching a decent price on there, you know? So it's like, well, fuck, now I wish I had bought it at the time. So yeah, in those cases, he probably could have sold those. But if it's just everyday, boring, shitty-ass movies that are still in print that you can buy and sell anywhere, probably chances are you're not going to be able to sell those for very much money at all. Unless you try to, like, group it together and, like, oh, you get this whole stack of DVDs for so much bucks. But, like, because I remember back, I don't want to sound too old, but back in the day, you could go to GameStop. You could, like, I had a local game store that would buy used DVDs and used Blu-ray for store credit, and then I would take that store credit and buy the newest game on it. But they closed down, unfortunately. They're not open anymore. And I think at one point GameStop did that too.
Be so ready to handle what you're putting on that card and pay it off right away, or else in the long term it's worse.
Yeah, because I like having the Blu-ray DVD as a backup.
It's almost like I'm trying to think.
I kind of want to get all the Doctor Who series, well, the newer ones ever since 2005 on Blu-ray, but I know that's going to be like a fortune, and I really can't afford that. And I'm like, fuck, I really can't.
Like, what's the best way to explain, right? I always say the best way to go through life is to not have that temptation. Like, for example, some people say to me, you know, how is it that you've lost weight in the last 5 years? And I answer, because we have home-cooked meals all the time, and I literally don't have things in my house.
Liar!
I don't have greasy chips.
It is not home-cooked meal all the time.
Chocolate or
how every fucking day he talks about ordering this, ordering that. We went out to order. We ordered out this day or that day. Bull fucking shit. I'm calling bullshit on
that's
that.
in my house. When it's not there, the temptation's not there. I'm not going to do the bad thing, and therefore, over the years, I've lost weight. So if you don't have the credit card, you don't have the temptation to spend on the credit card.
You lost weight because you're vibrating all the time, because you're swaying back and forth all the time. You're moving constantly.
Do the wrong thing. Do you see? Okay,
I mean, not in the right way. He doesn't like actually get up and walk. That's why he's still thin, but his arms and legs look atrophied. Because, like, his arms and legs look like starving, like Ethiopian kids' arms and legs, right? But his like trunk, his like torso is still kind of chunky. That's kind of why, because he's not like actually out exercising and building muscle or anything. He's just shaking all the time.
And uses your debit card, they're going to buy something and that money's coming right out of your bank.
Yep,
Now, you
he's
could
right.
contest it and maybe eventually get the money back, but with a credit card, you could just call the credit card company and dispute it, and that charge will be immediately removed. And none of the money is ever spent.
Wrong. That's incorrect. That's complete misinformation. What ends up happening is you have to call the credit card company, you have to file a claim, they launch an investigation to prove that it wasn't.
Well, to be honest, if someone stole my debit card and tried to take money out, haha, joke's on you, because if I have a decent amount of money, it's not going to be tied to my checking account. It's probably going to be tied to like a separate savings account that's not linked to the card itself. And only a little bit of money is going to be tied to the actual checking
for
account.
Example, let's say you live in Washington State like I do, but all of a sudden there's charges from Florida. How did I spend my card in Florida? I'm here in Washington. This is where I live. You contact the company, they'll look into it, and usually after a period of
it's most likely from him being an alcoholic, to be honest.
Off of your statement, and you won't be responsible for it. There's been situations where it doesn't work. For example, there was this one time that I went to a furniture store, and I wanted to buy a dining set and a couch, okay? They quoted me a price.
Oh, this is from when he was moving to Washington.
2 months later, they charged me an additional charge saying that that was the fee for the couch. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. You quoted me the price. I agreed to it. So I disputed the charge. And after like a month of investigation...
That's other bullshit, because guarantee you, like, he was trying to get out of paying for that thing. And so he claimed, oh, no, you said that money, that fee that you told me included the cost, when they really didn't, or he just wasn't paying fucking attention at the time. So that's probably what fucking happened. He just tried to get away with not paying for something.
Therefore, we're not granting your claim. So
it wasn't theft.
Yeah, basically, it's not what he's saying. He's acting like, oh, it's just a given, it's an easy thing. It's not. It's a professional thing you have to do. There's investigations that get launched. By the way, if they...
You gotta pay a lawyer. The lawyer has to... you gotta pay the lawyer thousands and thousands of dollars for them to investigate. No, Phil, that's not how that works.
Stuff all the time, they'll close your account. So... yeah, he's definitely oversimplifying the situation. What he's saying is not necessarily true.
So, because there's that 30-day window between when you actually buy it and when you have to pay for it, they give you a much bigger safety net, because in essence, you are paying the credit card company for your purchase and not the store directly as you would with a debit card. Point number 2, why they're better. You're going to build your credit history.
This is correct.
If you're going to be swiping a plastic card, you might as well just use a credit card.
I should know. Listen to me. I'm the master of credit cards.
And why is that important? Because somewhere...
What's your credit score right now, Phil? After you filed bankruptcy, how's your credit doing now, huh, Phil? Was it worth it? Did you build credit history up by spending all that crazy amounts of money on your credit cards? What was it, like $250,000? No, it was like $500,000 he had in debts. Or was it $400,000? Shit, now I don't remember. I think it was like $400,000 in debts he had.
You might not be thinking about it yet, but you
mostly
might
from credit cards.
Car. And when that happens, you're going to have a mortgage or a finance plan. And that plan is based in part on your credit score. Building a good credit score takes a lot of time. And one way to do that is to have a credit card, pay it down on time consistently, and show borrowers and banks and lenders that you are good with their money and they can...
He's right, but the double-edged sword here.
I mean, I'm in no way to talk because, like, I'm overweight myself, so it's like I have fat grandma arms. It's like, yeah, I need to lose weight, I know. So I'm not in any real way to shame other people based on their bodies, but
so let's say, for example,
he's not healthy either, though. Like, I admit I'm not healthy, but he's not healthy either. Just because you're thin does not and he's not thin. He's not like super thin, no. But just because someone is thin does not automatically mean they're healthy either, though. Like, that's something else you got to understand. It's like, you can be thin as hell and still be, like, really sick inside. Like, just because you're fat doesn't mean you're automatically unhealthy. Just because you're thin does not automatically mean you're healthy.
For the idea that you want to build up
and he's not healthy at all. You can look at him and tell that he's not healthy.
But then, well, wait a minute, you have a balance on your credit card. That hurts your credit score.
Oh, was it 30,000? So it must be all his debts altogether for the bankruptcy was a lot more.
Responsible you are with your credit. So again, he's right, but he's not really telling the full situation here.
trust you to buy stuff. Now, for the third reason as to why
I'm not
going to
take financial advice from you, though, Phil. I'm really not.
Many instances happen to me personally, but I have heard horror stories where you get off a plane, you're in a foreign city, and you want to go rent a car, and they only accept credit. Part of the reason is they want to make sure you can pay for it if you total their car. And you might only have $20 in your debit account or only $20 in your wallet. And the fact is they want insurance, and a lot of credit cards have that insurance built in. So if you want to be able to rent a car or book a hotel, sometimes you need a credit card. They won't take any other form of payment. Now, for the fourth reason, and my personal favorite, credit cards earn you points and reward money.
Because you don't go out anywhere.
Everyday regular purchases. Just continue with your normal spending habits and you'll get free money. Over the last 3 years, I have earned over $1,000 in this reward money. And all I had to do was keep buying gas, food, groceries, and other fun stuff I like to buy every single day. So why not use a credit card? If you're going to be making these purchases anyway, use a credit card while you do it, and over time, that 1% will add up and you can get yourself something nice at the end of the year. Now, the only real argument against credit cards is a rather irrational and unreasonable one, and that is, I'm terrible with my money and I can't handle it. I don't have any willpower. If I have a credit card here, well, what if I just go and buy something I can't afford?
Both me and Phil, but yeah.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Why would you buy something you can't afford? That is the cardinal rule of financial advice.
No.
Because it's addicting. I'll be the first to admit, yeah, it's an issue. People have shopping addictions just as much as they have food addictions or addictions to cigarette or alcohol. But, like, people have issues, so, like, they're not always going to be financially responsible, dumbass.
And this is where someone who's never been in a situation can't speak to it because they think that they're just smarter than you, all right? That's really not what happens.
Oh, just
what
one of his
is
credit cards.
You think you can afford it, and then you can't. So, for example, let's say, okay, I'm...
Or you buy little things here, little things there, and you don't realize that altogether when you add them up, it's actually quite a lot. And you weren't paying attention because you weren't adding them all up properly or whatever.
So I have to buy, a couch. So you buy the couch, you think you can afford it. Oops, I lost my job. Now what do I do? Right? Or, oops, my car broke down, and obviously I need to fix the car to get to work, so I have to spend $5,000 on the car. Now I can't afford to pay the couch. You see, that's really what happens. It's not, oh, I'm an idiot who went up there and racked up every card to maximum and it screwed me over because I'm a dumb, irresponsible moron. It's, oh, I had a plan and then sadly things in my life went dry.
Oh, it's someone else's fault. It's not my fault.
That's really
I'm taking credibility that I was bad and managing my money, but he doesn't. He's like, oh no, it's someone else's fault. Oh, it wasn't my fault, guys. I lost my job. I'm like, no, it was your fault though.
So it's kind of messed up.
I admit it was my fault.
Oh, you know, if you're a fucking idiot and you're irresponsible. No, it's because life happens, you know? I couldn't tell you how many times things just come up out of nowhere that you're not planning on, and then you got to somehow deal with it, man. You know, so if you didn't have the debt, right, then you don't have to worry about, oh, no, now I can't pay it off because something else came up.
Just admit it. Just admit you're bad with money and that you have a shopping addiction. I do.
Feel like this video has a lot of truth.
But you can't, can you? You can't blame yourself for anything.
From one particular situation or viewpoint, it's absolutely not 100% truthful at all, right? It's just not. So... a little disingenuous, but in general, some of the things he's saying do ring true. So, all right, let's go on to the next one.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort,
Cody, drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
How are we doing anyway? How many more videos do I have left? Oh, we're actually almost done. Shit, we only have this one and one more. Oh, big ups. We're almost done. I didn't think we were gonna make it through the whole thing.
Curtains. Here's the problem. I have an abnormal.
Oh no, we gotta play this in normal speed because this is some dumbass bullshit.
Normally shaped window. It's not like a standard window. It's weird, wide. I forget the name of the window.
Abnormally shaped window, dude. I don't know.
Like this, and they're standard size, and there's usually a couple of them next to each other. This is a side slider window. That is a unique size.
Oh, very nice,
shape.
Native. That's
so
awesome.
For me to get the blackout curtains, I would have to order them special and have them specially measured, cut, and everything. That's what I had to do with the blinds in this window.
I'm trying to build my credit back up.
Several $100s.
Wasn't good.
So can you imagine blackout curtains?
And I was stupid
when
I was younger.
Cost. So. The other problem with the blackout curtains would be, for the air conditioning, it might be harder to put it in. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it actually would be easier to put it in.
With curtains, how would it be harder to put it in, Phil? But I use curtains all the time, and you just like drape it around the air condition. It's not that hard.
I would like to get something like that, and I think because these blinds are broken, they don't go up and down anymore. They open this way for air and.
Just something else that's broken in his house. Just another thing that's busted in his fucking house.
Down anymore. The pulley broke back in the spring.
The
So,
pilly thing broke, dude. I don't know.
The next
It's
thing I
just
do with
fucked
those is
up.
getting rid of them and getting something different, and probably blackout curtains would be what I go for. But you know what's going to happen? It's going to be people coming to measure and everything and install. It's going to be hundreds of bucks. So that's
And
why
it's
I'm
going to be another $1,000 to put curtains up.
kind of apprehensive about doing it right now. Maybe next spring I'll look.
Wait. Oh my god. The last two are gonna be hard ones too, aren't they, guys? This lazy motherfucker, this piece of shit can't do anything in his home. Anything. I got a sliding glass door in my apartment, right? And I had to get curtains for it when I moved in here. And there have to be big curtains. So you know what I did? I got a measuring ruler, and I measured it. Then you go to Walmart and you fucking look for the same inch width that the curtains are, or feet, or however big it is, and you buy them. You don't fucking hire people to come in and measure for curtains. I don't even think that fucking service exists. Does any service exist? Like, hi, I'm too lazy to like pull out a tape ruler, a measuring tape. Could you guys come here and I can pay an overpriced fee for you guys to measure my window for fucking curtains? Like, what are you, 92 years old? Like, how do people not know how to measure? Just get a fucking tape ruler out and measure it.
But I would like to get something like that, and I think because these blinds are
Holy
broken,
shit.
they don't go up and down anymore. They open this way for air and for light, but I can't pull them up and down anymore. The pulley broke back in the spring. So I'm definitely, the next thing I do with those is getting rid of them and getting something different. And
Nice. I have like
blackout
one
curtains
credit
would be
card
what I go
left,
for.
but it's
you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be
almost
people
maxed
coming and
out. But it
measure and
only has
everything and
a
install. It's gonna be hundreds of bucks.
500
So that's why
credit
I'm
limit
kind of apprehensive about doing
that I
it
imposed
right
on
now.
it. I don't want to
Maybe
increase it
next
any
spring I'll
higher
look to do something like
at the
that.
moment. Not until I pay it off anyway. And even then, I don't like
Okay.
having it. He doesn't need special blinds. He doesn't need special
So, anything else
curtains.
you
You
guys
just
wanna talk
measure
about?
it and go to the store and buy it.
No, it wasn't $700 for blinds in one window. If I remember correctly, the blinds for this window, the window of that room, and the bedroom were around $700 to $800. If I remember.
You got ripped the fuck off. You can go to Walmart. I know he doesn't like going to Walmart. You can go to any department store. Well, first you would have to measure, and he probably doesn't even have a tape ruler. Like, what are the chances he actually has a measuring tape or tape ruler, whatever the fuck you want to call it? Like one of those retractable ones where you like pull it all the way out, hold it down so it's a sword, and then you sword fight with your siblings, and then you let it go. It goes zip, 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 like, and zips up. He probably doesn't even have one of those in his fucking house. Because we used to sword fight as kids. But, like, chances are he doesn't even have one of those. But, like, go to any department store, well, measure your windows with a tape ruler, go to any department store, it'll be less than $50 for blinds. I used to do that a lot. Well, not a lot, but, like, it's not hard, Phil. I've bought curtains for these windows. And guess what? I bought curtains on Amazon. I wanted a... So I live in an apartment, and because I live in an apartment, we don't really have a yard. And I can't really fly a flag in because we don't have a yard, right? And I can't attach anything to the wall, outside wall of the apartment because I don't own the building, right? But I wanted to fly a pride flag. Okay, it's like, yeah, it is what it is. Woke bullshit, whatever. I get it. But, like, I wanted to fly a pride flag. I couldn't do that. So I'm like, wait a second. I have a wall facing the road. I have a window, facing the road. Well, so I went on it. I measured. I got the measurements of my window. I went on Amazon, and they had a rainbow curtains. And I picked the right measurement for those curtains. They came in, and they fit like a glove, Phil. How hard is that? You just measure the goddamn things. Curtains from Amazon fit perfectly. They will, because you just gotta measure it. That's all you have to do. Yeah, you can download measuring tape apps on your phone if you
That
don't
was
even have
everything
one.
Together.
I have
But
like
each
4
individual
somewhere.
room-
And like, I don't need them, but I still have, like, I'm not the most handiest of persons. I can't fix shit, right? But I still have a small little toolbox that has basic stuff like a couple different screwdrivers, a hammer, 2 like tape measures, rulers and shit like shit like that. Just general stuff. If something happens, like a couple nails so you can hammer stuff up if you want to hang something or like shit like that. So I got a small little. Every person who rents or owns a home should have at least a small little tiny toolbox of the general tools that one might need to like do stuff.
Was a different price.
Couple
each
different
window
wrenches,
had to be
shit like
measured
that.
and priced out, and it was expensive as shit.
Which you can do yourself if you weren't such a lazy fuck.
You know.
Oh my
Why on
god,
earth
this
would I do
man's
it myself
unbelievable.
When I don't know how to do it, I'll likely fuck it up. In which case, what's the point?
I don't know how to measure a window myself. I can't hold a measuring tape from one end of the window to the other end of the window and read a number. Cat, honey, could you just hold this end of the tape right here and don't let go? Okay, Phil. Do. Okay, that's what's the number that comes before 28? Oh, I think it's 24. Oh, 24. Got it. Okay. Like, how do you not know how to measure something? It's not that hard, Phil. You count numbers.
Point.
Jesus Christ. He really is a dinosaur.
Right? Yes, let me.
My grandma knows how to measure shit. And she's like 92 years old, and she could measure a window if she wanted. How the fuck do you? What
myself. I don't know how to do
excuse
it.
do you even have?
Myself, try to figure it out. Fuck it all up. By the way, when I would have time to do that, I have no idea. As you know,
You have plenty of time. People have seen you in fighting game players streams in the chats for fighting game players streams at like 2 or 3 a.m. your time, talking and clout chasing. You could have done it then. You could have done it before you got up. You could have done it on between your streams. You always love to pretend you're so fucking busy when you're really not. And guess what? If you hired someone to come and measure those windows, you would still have to pause the stream or take a break to let them in and let them do their shit. And you would probably keep an eye on them because you'd probably be paranoid that they would be stealing shit too.
I stream 6 days a week full time, so I don't know when I would have time to be installing.
Oh, I have no free time whatsoever, guys. Oh my
god. My whole setup is destroyed because I'm an idiot and I didn't pay someone to do it right. That sounds like a good idea.
Oh yes, you are an idiot. I will admit that.
All right, so guys, tonight
you can watch a tutorial and learn. No, you can't actually learn anything.
Multiplayer tonight. I don't know how long it'll take.
I work a 12-hour job 6 days a week and set up my own blind 2 weeks ago. I do 6 rooms in my house. I did 6 rooms in my house in one afternoon. There you go. And that's one of Phil's fans. That's a fucking dent can do that. And even the dents are smarter than him at this point. How bad is that?
Getting to multiplayer tonight. As soon as I unlock those last 2 cameos, however long that takes, maybe an hour, hour and a half, I don't know. But then we're going to multiplayer after that. Once that content is unlocked, we will be
make it content. Learning carpentry with DSP edition.
Multiplayer moving forward. It would be great if you could support the stream tonight. You
Not
know how
even
it works.
carpentry,
you
though.
know how to support the stream. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, and tips. We lost.
And now I'm begging more money
today.
so I could pay
because,
someone to fucking do something I could easily do.
Podcast, which is great.
Like
we had
usual.
Liza P went well, but we had no members today. And I'm just curious. I'm like, wow. So we didn't have any members at all today. I wonder what'll happen. Come back from break, lost seriously 25 members. I knew it. As I knew that was going to happen. Because remember, my goal for this week is to hit 650 members by the end.
He does not look his age at all. No way. I've seen plenty of people in their mid-40s, even late 40s, that look in better shape than he does. This is what alcohol does to people. It really is scary. Because, he literally looks like he's, mid-50s, at least. Mid to late 50s. I agree with you. Yeah, he looks like he's in his 50s. Maybe even 60. I could see him looking like a 60-year-old or someone confusing him for a
end of the week.
60-year-old.
That's
I can see
tomorrow.
that.
Tomorrow's my last streaming day of the week. So now we're kind of, damn, now we got another like 20-something to hit the goal again. It would be great if you were thinking of supporting the stream tonight.
I mean, I'm not in the best shape myself, but I still get told I look younger than I look. I'm in my
Probably have a good amount of
mid-30s.
viewers. Some people who would be willing to accept those gifted memberships, that would be a great way to support. Or I would
But
also
like
say
40
other
years
ways
old
tips.
is not that
I'm
old.
trying to keep tips consistent.
Or
on the
in your
channel. We had a
40s is
very
not that
slow
old.
weekend with this
And most
game.
people look
When I
way
played
better
this
than him.
both, Friday night and Sunday night, those streams were dead. When I played this Sunday night, it was the deadest stream I've had all year. Serious. I made like $7 in tips, no memberships, and a couple super chats, and that was it. So it was actually the slowest, worst supported stream I've had all year. I hope that's not the case tonight. I'm being honest, because if now I've had 3 straight streams of Mortal Kombat that people aren't supporting, I'm going to be very skeptical about.
No, even Fat
Instead of
Phil
saying,
looks
"Screw
better
this,
than
I don't
how
know,
he
we'll
looks
see."
now. At least he
Let's
looks
see what happens
younger.
tonight. But any support,
his age.
greatly appreciated tonight. If you could, please do. Thank you in advance.
I got the drip, go.
Oh, I look
got
so
the
much
drip,
better
go.
because I'm thinner. No, you look
I got
like
the drip,
you're
go. I got the drip,
ailing
go.
like senior
I
citizen.
got the drip, go. I got the drip, go. I got the drip,
It's
go.
like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids. Well, guess what? If I can't file my taxes, I can't pay my taxes, I go to jail, and I can't stream. Also, one other thing, you know, I have some stuff going on personally behind the scenes that's pretty
this
serious,
bullshit.
and
So I wanted to talk about this. This is the last video in my current playlist. I need to update it because more shit has happened since then, as it always does. But yeah, this whole nice spot, nice screenshot there. But yeah, this whole, well, I have something happening behind the scene, guys. I can't really tell you guys what happened, but something bad is definitely happening. He's setting the stage for some hardcore fall begging. Like, if anyone who's been watching DSP for a long enough period of time, they know that there's always some black shirt begging video that usually happened around like Thanksgiving time, where he would do some kind of bullshit marathon that he would claim the marathon is for saving up for taxes for the end of the year or whatever. He would always do that. So he would have some black shirt on and he would constantly be begging all the time. Like it was like this marathon that he tried to do. And he would always prelude that by like coming up with some bullshit. It's like, well, my parents are getting really sick and blah, blah, blah. He would always find some excuse on top of the taxes that things are going really bad. I got fired from the partner membership on Twitch, blah, 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 blah. So this is just like him ramping up for hardcore begging, I feel, in fall. It's not actually, like, in my opinion, because there's the whole team health versus team divorce going on. It's like, oh, I wonder what it is. When my opinion is the third option, where it's a nothing burger. Nothing is actually going on behind the scenes. It's the same as always. And he's just making this shit up for more sympathy because he's worried that his tips amounts are like going downhill, which they are. People are tipping less and less, especially since Game Trekker supposedly left. People are not tipping as much as they used to. So he's getting worried and he's fishing for sympathy bucks. So he's just making up any excuse he can think of, he's making up so that he could ask for more money. That's all this is. There's no secret divorce going on behind the scenes. Not that I don't think so anyway. I still think Kat is pretty comfortable where she is because she doesn't have to like fake being loving him. There's probably an arrangement of some sort. And she has a roof over her head and she can play all the Starfield she wants. She's probably not even fucking working anymore anyway. I don't think she's going anywhere. He's literally just using it to manipulate people. To give him more money, sympathy. Oh, I got something bad going on, but I can't actually tell you guys what it is. I'm like, you don't actually and then he gets, and so he's like, if if he actually had something bad going on, he would either not mention it or tell people what it is. He wouldn't do this fence-sitting bullshit and then he has the audacity to get mad at people for guessing what it is. I have something really bad going on. It's really, really bad, guys. And it's not about me. It's not about Jasper. He doesn't say it's not about his wife, though. He doesn't actually say it's not about Kat. He just says it's not about me, it's not about Jasper. So it's like, well, either his parents are dying again, supposedly, or something's wrong with Kat, or they're divorcing, maybe, but I doubt it. But he says that, and then he gets super pissed off when people speculate and guess and spread rumors about what could possibly be going wrong with him this time. And if he just didn't mention any fucking thing, then no one would even be the wiser. No one would be spreading rumors and shit. You caused this issue again because you're clickbaiting drama, but you won't tell people what the actual drama is. So yeah, it's totally on you, Phil. Again, you're the cause of your own issues, like always. And he's like, well, why is everyone speculating? Because you didn't come out and say what was wrong. You tiptoed around the fact that something was going on behind the scenes. So it's natural for people to speculate what's going on.
It may affect me again today. I just want to, tell everyone these next few days, probably over this week, we'll see. This could be an ongoing thing. That's just fucking sad, I told you guys about this yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's literally just sympathizing.
Incredibly stressful day of streaming with one of the hardest bosses in Lies of P. Well, definitely the hardest boss I fought yet in Lies of P.
Yeah, I saw that.
Arguably one of the hardest bosses I fought in FromSoft history so far.
Do you want more money, Philip? Is that why you're feeling
sad? And then trying to get my Lily up to Master Rank in Street Fighter 6. Very stressful gameplay there.
Not it.
So it was like stress in my real life behind the scenes, and then stress on the streams. But the good news is that kind of distracted me from everything going on.
So much stress behind the scenes, but I've never been happier than I am now, guys. He's constantly saying that. He's like, it's like a mantra he's trying to like reassure himself of. You know what I mean? He's like, I've never been more happy than I am right now, living my life married with Kat, blah, blah, blah. It's like a mantra he's always repeating, always. It's like he's trying to convince himself of that, not the audience. He's like, I've never been more happy than I am right now, guys. But all the stress behind the scenes, you wouldn't believe it. But and something bad is really going on behind the scenes, but I've never been happier than I am right now. He's always doing that.
On in real life, which was nice. It was nice to have that distraction and to take my mind off stuff. So thanks to everyone who was
give me money to distract myself.
And enjoyed the streams. And thanks to anyone here today. But again, just so you know, if today things seem out of sorts, I seem overly emotional for some odd reason, it's probably why.
Why would people speculate about what might be wrong
or us hanging out
when I'm saying shit like this?
Today's streams are going to be Lies of P and Starfield, so a little similar to yesterday, and then something completely different.
And now for something completely different. It's been tough, man.
I just want to forewarn you, because if I have an emotional outburst or something, I just want you to know that it's not you, it's me and the things going.
Please excuse me if I lose my shit on you guys. I have an excuse this time. So if I can't control myself and rip you guys a new asshole, I have an excuse. You guys can't actually get mad at me
with me over here in my life that I can't really
control my emotions.
You know what I mean? There's some things in life you just can't do anything
about. It's not your fault.
They're a part of life, and it's like, all right, well, if it happens, it happens.
But don't blame me, though.
And as it's happening, it's stressful. Let's just put it that way, okay? So anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
Sympathy
and it's funny because some people are like,
box.
well, tell us what's going on. Can you give us details? Can you hint? No. You have to understand that I would...
Okay, then shut the fuck up and don't mention that anything wrong is going on then. That's how you do it, Phil. It's one or the other. Either you tell the full story and let people understand what's going on so they can sympathize with you and give you more money, or you shut the fuck up and don't mention it on stream at all. You can't do this both tiptoeing fence-sitting bullshit that you always do, Phil. And then you can't get pissed off when you don't tell people what's going on, and you get upset that people are speculating. They're gonna speculate if you don't tell them what's going on.
Many years ago, that's how I was. I was a very transparent guy. I told you about everything going on in my personal life.
You still will. You still eventually will. Anyway.
See, and here's a perfect example. Here come the idiot trolls.
You're just drawing it out first.
The idiot trolls. And what ended up happening was my hate watchers and people who benefit from spreading lies, misinformation, and slander on the internet.
Phil, what do I benefit from? How am I benefiting right now? I'm on a small ass channel with less than 1,000 subs, not monetized at all. 3 people watching my stream right now. Phil, how am I benefiting? I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. Because it's a hobby. Because I like talking to other people who do watch my stuff. And I'm appreciating the people who watch my stuff. But I'm not benefiting monetarily from it. I'm benefiting by learning how to stream and learning new tech. Every time I try to stream, I'm trying to learn how to improve my stuff. And I guess you're the reason why I started trying to stream in the first place and make videos in the first place and edit videos in the first place. Because if I didn't start making videos on you, I'd probably still be using Windows Movie Maker, which was terrible, but I was using that for the longest time.
Would basically take everything I said and turn it into something toxic, horrible, terrible conspiracy.
Native, so it's a bit of a lore thing. But I understand if you don't understand it because it was a while back. So Phil had two people he used to be friends with back in Connecticut, and they both died. T died first, and Scott died afterwards. Scott died after Phil moved to Washington. So what had happened was, from what I remember, because it's been a little while, this was a long, long time ago, when he was in the fighting game community, T was, well, Phil loves to pretend that T was like his mentor, but apparently T was really good at Street Fighter, right? Like they were all like really big in the fighting game community and stuff like that. I guess on that day, T was asking Phil if he could give him a ride home from wherever they were. I think they were at an arcade or something, and T asked if Phil could give him a ride home. And Phil said no because he gave him some excuse like, oh, I have to go do something. Right? Because I think Phil did have to have, like, he claimed he had to go do something. I don't know if he actually had to go do something or if he just didn't want to give him a ride home. But either way, Phil did not give him a ride home. So T walked home. And in the process of him walking from wherever they were, which I think was an arcade, to his home, if I remember correctly, he stopped somewhere in a public restroom, or was it on the side of the road, somewhere, to go to the bathroom. And while he was going to the bathroom, he was next to some other guy who was also going to the bathroom. And supposedly, from the way Phil tells it, no, actually there was court documents, but I don't know how to access those, so I can't actually double check. But supposedly, like, he did, like, either T was, like, looking at the other guy's drunk or something like that. Some supposed slight the other guy took against T, and this other guy was, like, a gang member, and he, like, he attacked T and ended up, T ended up dying from his injuries. Long story short, people say Phil killed T because Phil didn't give him a ride home that night, and something bad happened to T when he was walking home from work, or walking home from where they were, I mean. So that's why people are saying Phil killed T, because he didn't give him a ride home, is basically what it is. I'm just not 100% on what happened or why this person got pissed off at T or attacked T in the first place. But some gang member attacked and killed T from when T was walking home. And I don't remember exactly why, but that's why people say Phil killed T. and Phil benefited from T's death and from Scott's death by monetizing those videos when he was talking about Phil, or when he's talking about Scott, when he was talking about T. Both those times when he brought those people up, he monetized those videos. And people back in Connecticut, where he was from, were pissed off at him for bringing up T and Scott's death in the first place. So he's pissed off the whole community there for talking about them in the first place, let alone monetizing them. But that's why people joke that he killed them. Like, obviously Phil didn't kill anyone, but
conspiracy theories
what I mean?
that weren't true, and essentially do whatever they can to make
like
drama for their own personal benefit. I know that sounds stupid because I'm a small-time creator, but they have latched onto me like hemorrhoids on my ass, and they won't go away no matter how much preparation H I use, if you know what I'm saying. So the moment that I would even give you a hint of what is actually going on is the moment that these idiots would use it for something toxic, negative, or for their own personal benefit. So I'm not going to do that. So don't bring it up at all? Again, as much as I know that probably many of you would understand, even if I told you what was going on. You'd be like, yeah, okay, I've been there.
I'm not the best history teacher. Subaru Guy is Kat's ex-boyfriend. Subaru Guy is the guy that Kat used to live with, that supposedly, now we don't know for sure, but supposedly the way Phil tells it, a Subaru Guy was abusive to Kat. Maybe, maybe not, we don't know. But the guy has owned a Subaru, and there was a video when Kat and this guy was together where Kat was sitting in the passenger seat with the window down and her hair was blowing all over the place and it looked like a car commercial. That was kind of it. So like that video where she's like has her hair down looking at the camera with her hair blowing all over the place and they're riding a Subaru, that was with her ex-boyfriend, and that's who Subaru Guy is her ex-boyfriend before Phil. And from what I think Tevin did interview, Tevin found Subaru Guy and actually did an interview about him a while back when Kat first got with DSP or whatever, right? And I think he was the only one to actually do an interview with him. And I think if I remember correctly, he was basically saying Kat was like a freeloader and she just kind of hopped from boyfriend to boyfriend to freeload with other people. And he was getting annoyed with her by doing that. And basically, while Kat was still with Subaru Guy, she was talking to Phil behind the scenes. So Subaru Guy kicked her out of his house because she was cheating on him with Phil. Of all people, with Phil. Yeah, that's the car Kat was in with her hair blowing over. That was Subaru Guy's car in her Subaru, yeah. That's why people thought Phil had two cars at one point, because when Kat first moved in or was visiting him, it showed that there was two cars registered under that address, but the other car was Kat's, or she was using his other car. I mean, she was using that car. She doesn't have it now, I think.
But I can't.
But that's who Subaru Guy is
because of these messed up people.
And I'm not going to give you guys the details. All right, I'm not. I'm just not going to.
And the funny thing is, every single time he says, "I'm not going to give you guys the details," he does later on. It'll be a month or two down the road, but eventually he'll give us the details on all the bullshit that he brings up. It'll be like, "Yeah, you remember the time when I was saying I was going through a lot of stuff? Well, that was because Leanna left me, but I couldn't tell you guys then because I had to protect my family, guys." It's like, but that was why I was so down all the time. I was depressed. That was my depression.
Any personal details or whatever about
he eventually tells us that
for which, because you know what's going to happen. The more information I give is the more fuel for the assholes, and the more that they'll try to hunt down personal information and hurt me. I'm not going to give you any.
Like even back then, his goatee looks a lot better than it did now. But even back then, it was still patchy as fuck. But still looks better than it does now.
Right. So please understand. I hope you respect my privacy. There's not much else that I'm going to say about it besides just understand this is going on, and sorry if I do,
And why is everyone guessing and speculating on what's going on, guys?
That is probably the reason why. All right. Okay. Seals has done a $5 super chat and says, "Hey Phil, I'm wondering, will you accept fan art? How to send it over? Much love." Yes, I do. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to use it, but I accept fan art. I mean, you can email me, darksydephil@hotmail.com. If you do
Or go to
email
my
me, what
forums.
you may want to do is not attach the art, because if you do, there's a chance it's going to get caught in my spam filter. You may want to just email me and say, hey, I have some art I'd like you to see, you know, or whatever, and then maybe put a link in the email of, like, maybe you uploaded it somewhere or whatever. You know, people try to send me stuff all the time and I never see it. And I'm like, well, why didn't you, Phil, why didn't you respond? Why didn't you do that? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, well, I sent you a bunch of files. Well, obviously I didn't see them. It went right to my spam filter, right? So, because his viewers are brain dead.
Maybe you should
thank you for the
use
super
shitty
chat, by the way.
Hotmail then.
An anonymous super
Maybe you should
chatter.
upgrade
Now,
to
just listen to
Google.
this. You gotta love this. I know I shouldn't watch
I mean, I kinda
Detractors.
like
They're saying
Yahoo
Jasper's
Mail, too.
dying. You're having marital
Love it.
issues. You have cancer. I really hope it's neither. Just worried. First of all, I hope it's none of those, because neither would be either or. It would be two, and you said three things, so that's incorrect.
Oh, now
grammar,
I gotta
number one.
be
Number two.
Mr. Semantics.
Of
Fucking
course
grammar
they're going to
Nazi.
say crazy shit like that. This is all they do. This is literally all they fucking do, is they make shit up. Have I given you any indication?
Well, they're making shit up because you won't give information. So either don't bring it up at all or give the full information, Phil. This isn't, Phil, like this. How long have I've been streaming for 3 hours and 21 minutes, right? This is all I'm gonna, like, this 3 hour and 20-minute stream of mine, or however long this goes to, not much longer because I'm getting hungry. But this 3 hour and 20 something minute stream of mine is all like, how do I phrase this? Like, I'm not spending every minute of every day thinking about you. I'm really not. Most of the time I'm working, I'm watching other YouTubers, I'm playing games. Like, honestly, this stream, this is the only time I've been thinking about what might be it is, like, what, the 20 minutes that I've been talking about this one video, and that was it? I'm not, like, no. He is such a narcissist that he loves to think that, like, us detractors are constantly thinking about him 24/7. 24/7, we're constantly thinking about Phil. Oh gosh, I wonder what could be wrong. Could it be this? Could it be that? No. We really, like, think about him, like, every now and then when we're doing a stream or a video. We'll talk about it, we'll speculate a little bit, and that's kind of it. Then we go about the rest of our fucking day, because most of us have lives outside of you. They have lives outside of the internet. They go to work. They go talk to families and friends. They go play games. They go watch TV. They don't think about you we don't think about you 24/7, Phil. We just don't.
Whatsoever
Yeah,
what is
he
going on in
definitely
my
does
personal
this here,
life. Have I given you
100%.
any inkling or iota of what it could possibly be? No. So what's the point of speculating besides clickbait views from us?
No, it's just fun to do. It's like conspiracy theories. I don't 100% believe in every conspiracy theory, like I said before, but it's fun to think about. It's fun to, like, think about and, like, make up rumors or make up, like, ooh, maybe it was this or that or whatever.
Money. Anything for this, right?
And I'm not making money, Phil. There's a lot of detractors out here that aren't monetized, that aren't making money, Phil. A lot of us are. There's very few detractors that are actually monetized and making a lot of money.
So,
or if people are monetized, they're not making a huge amount
anyone
of
who made
money
a video
either.
about it,
Because it's not about the money, dumbass.
enjoy your clickbait views for money. You're scum. You're trying to benefit off of someone else's misery to make money.
He can't possibly I don't have any water around here either. He can't possibly conceive of the fact that people are making fun of him without any ulterior motives. People would never make fun of me unless they were making money. If people weren't making money, they wouldn't make fun of me. That's his mentality right there. And that's not true, obviously, because I'm not making money off of you, and I'm still making fun of you. Why am I making fun of Philip Paul Burnell if I'm not making any money doing it? Maybe it's because he's such a shitty person. People deserve to know. Because he does so much bad things wrong that we have to get on here and talk about it to warn other people to laugh at him because he's a laughing stock that deserves to be made fun of because he is a lolcow. He's one of the biggest lolcows. I'm making fun of you, Phil, and I'm not making any money. There's no ulterior motive going on here other than that. And I don't care if no one watches this. It's still a good way to vent my frustrations on someone. Because that's... Alright, ladies and gentlemen. That's the good thing about Philip Paul Burnell, right? There are a lot of bad things going on in the world. And people get stressed. And people sometimes need an outlet for that stress, right? And some people like those, like, break everything rooms, where it's like those rooms you go in and you can purposely pay money to break shit. Like, yeah, you get in this, like, suit and you can smash all the glass stuff with bats or whatever to vent your frustration that way. Sometimes people play video games to vent your frustration or write a song or something. But sometimes it just feels good to point at someone and vent all your frustrations on that person. But most of the time, you're going to feel guilty if you do that. Because most of the time, a person is not all bad. Maybe they made some mistakes here or there, but you're going to feel guilty because, yeah, I mean, it's not their fault. Maybe they made some mistakes, but they're still human on the inside or whatever, right? You know, it's like, eh. But then you find DSPGaming. And I'm sorry, Phil. I can't 100% say that you're... I can't 100% say that you're 100% evil, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's some good somewhere down there in him. But he's been online for 15 years, and he's only ever showed us his vitriol, his hatred, his anger. He is not a good person. And there's no way in hell that he could be playing a character for this long without any breaks, without any suspicions, without his mask slipping off and actually making a mistake here or there. He's just not a good person. Genuinely not a good person. And like, is there a 0.11% possibility that there's some good in him? Sure, I'm sure he's not 100% evil. But from what he shows us online, he is not a good person at all. And until he makes an actual effort to change and better himself, he is a perfect target for people to vent their frustrations on. We found someone here who is an enigma, who has no intentions of actually changing, doesn't want to change, and is so narcissistic he thinks he does nothing wrong. And it just feels fucking good to point and laugh at this motherfucker and to vent the frustrations that we have in a day at him. That's why even if the internet didn't exist, right? But we were somehow, suppose in some weird way the internet did not exist and people could not stream, but we could get videotapes or DVDs of DSP in the mail still somehow, right? And you can get a DVD of DSP in the mail, you put it in your DVD player, and you could hear him talking all this stupid bullshit. Even by yourself in a locked room with no one else to talk to, with no internet, you would still be pointing, laughing, and making fun and venting your frustration at this guy. You would. Because even with no foreseeable benefit to you whatsoever, it still feels good to vent your frustration at such a narcissistic prick that shows no remorse whatsoever, doesn't believe he's done anything wrong, and is overall just not a good person. And that is why people do it, Phil. It's not always 100% because people are making money. Chances are money is an afterthought to making fucking fun of you.
By making...
People would still make content on you 100%. If all Detractor content on every channel every site on the internet was demonetized, people would still fucking make fun of you. Probably even go at you harder than they are now.
Conspiracies, and you can go fuck yourself. You are the worst kind of people on this planet, and we would all be better off if you would just go away.
Phil, you are.
Please
You really are the
leave
worst.
us all alone.
Oh, we leave your fans
Oh my
alone.
God.
It's you
These
we're
fucking
after.
trolls are so boring. They do the same shit over and over.
Oh no, he doesn't believe in
It's the same
charity.
shit,
He's a
too. It's
Catholic.
like, they don't think of anything original or interesting. It's the same.
Even though I grew up Catholic, and that is not true, because I was born and raised fucking Catholic, and
Good
that's
stuff,
not
man.
true. They donate. They do donate to charity and do charity drives and shit. It's just not true, Phil. It's just not true. We did it, guys. We fucking did it. 11 videos full of bullshit. But I got through them all, damn it. And probably after tomorrow when I go digging for more content, there'll probably be a lot more content that I missed that I'm still going to have to go over in another video. Or another stream. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream or a video next, but... yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go and end the video. I'm going to go and get something to eat, and then I'm going to continue playing my game. Thank you, everyone who did come out, everyone who chatted, everyone who watched. I so appreciate everyone who deals with my annoying-ass voice, because I believe me, I understand my voice is annoying as hell, and I can't stand to listen to my voice, so I don't know how you guys are handling it, if I can't even handle it. So I do apologize. This is not a voice made for radio. It's not. It's not made for anything. Like, if there was a god, I would not be allowed to stream or do any kind of voice talk. But thank you, everyone who chatted, who watched, who will watch later on demand. Thank you, silent majority that doesn't exist. And I'll see you guys all next time, and I hope you have a good week, or a good time until I see you again. Bye, everyone.